Hey, 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 good evening, good evening, good evening. You're listening to First Sky Omaha in the evening.
In the evening.
Paul B, Buddy
Hey,
the God. How y'all
hey.
doing on this Friday, the 31st of September, last day of the month? I'm not September, July. Yep, last day of the month, July
Yeah,
31st, 2026.
time.
Summer is just scooting on by. Yeah,
Man, scooting, booting.
man, hot mess. Appreciate you guys joining us
Literally.
this evening. Yeah,
Literally.
literally. We got
Man.
special guest Keiria Marsha is going to be on the show today.
Is it
And
is it Marsha or Marche?
Marsha,
We'll
we'll
see.
ask her.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do
Pull
that.
up and vibe.
She's gonna pull up and vibe with us. That's right. That's what we're doing here on the show today. It is kind of a Love Supreme Friday, as it is every Friday for us. We definitely have some news to get into and talk about today, but yeah, we definitely want to keep it with the whole live alive with one another vibe going on.
Man,
Get some
definitely.
intention for the weekend. How you doing over there, buddy?
Man, I'm feeling good. Feeling good actually. Spirits are high. Kind of this week started off slow, was a little sluggish, sleeping a lot. Just I don't know in
Hmm,
my body, but the last couple of days, last 3 days actually, been getting a lot done. Feeling good, feeling good. So
what's up?
yeah, man, ebbs and flows, balance, balance. That's what life is about. That's kind of the word of the week today is balance. So yeah. A lot of balance, but all in all, feeling good. The sun is shining out here, not too hot, man. If you got some folks out there in Europe, man, I heard it's been another heat advisory out there. You still
Bro.
got people out in Europe?
Yeah, they tripping out there with that.
Man, keep it cool, y'all. Keep it cool. Other than that, baby's going back to school next week, so getting ready for that. Are the kids back to school over there? What's going on with the babies? Speaking
Yeah,
of that, we'll be getting into some school talk here
yeah.
today. So yeah. All in all, what's good with you, man?
I'm exactly the opposite. No balance in my life right now. Everything's
Mm,
going crazy, and lot happening. So, but
yeah,
I'm seeing some light at the end of the tunnel.
there you go,
I really shoot for trying to chill out on the weekend, especially on Sunday. Go see the fam, go see the grandma, all that kind of stuff. And
man.
so I'm very much looking to Sunday coming up, so I can kind of chill out. I think the worst of what's happening will be over by then. So it's just a lot of work.
Mm,
I also been taking this class from shout out to POC Collective. So I've been there all week doing some training on some fundraising and things like that.
yeah,
So shout out for them to provide that space. We'll talk more about that as well. And a few other things. There's some stuff that's going on this week. Want to see if you made it. You happen to check out Jazz on the Green. If few things that went down this week. The talk about the new grocery store. So yeah, want to hear some reports. We're gonna do some weekly wraps. As a matter of fact, speaking of the weekly wrap, time
yeah.
to go ahead and drop that before we get going as well. I always
Check
forget
your email.
to get that going. Fire that up. Now that we're moving to this time frame, 4 to 6 today is where we're what we're doing. Getting down on yeah, little Love Supreme Friday. I really like the time frame as well. Let us know how you feel about the time frame too. Definitely want to hear from you on that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yep. So about to drop the weekly wrap. If you have not signed up for it, highly encourage you to do that. We drop it around this time every Friday, kind of wrapping up the week and all that good stuff. Cannot wait to have some discussion with you about some of the things that we put in there and some discussion that we had today. So before we do that, let's go ahead and fire up the show. See, I see some people in the chat chiming up. Let's get to it. First Guy Omaha in the evening.
In the evening, RG.
All I'll say is this: I talk to all legitimate reporters.
First Sky Omaha.
In the morning. Once again, welcome. It's going down. First Guy Omaha in the evening. It's happening right now.
In the evening,
Shout out to RG, bro. Shout
man.
out to RG. Inspiration. Strong man. I appreciate you dropping that in friends up, man. No, we're proud of you. We're proud of you.
Yeah.
That's what's up. He's in the chat right now too, saying, where's he at? He says, what you say, buddy? Zooted and booted.
I don't even know, bro.
Yeah, I'm putting that link for the weekly wrap newsletter in the chat right now. Go ahead and hit that and sign up for it. I'll give you about 30 seconds before I go ahead and drop the new weekly wrap newsletter right now. Appreciate you guys who have signed up recently as well. All the new people signing up. That's what's happening. We're going to really try to have some conversation over the newsletter and all that stuff too, man. It's going down. We always are looking for new ways to communicate. So it's happening. Pops in the chat saying good Friday evening and mad love from Las Vegas. Appreciate you, Pop. Say what?
In the evening.
In the evening, man. It's going down. Sean McCarthy gives us an afternoon, everyone. Happy Friday. Appreciate that. Marlon Harris in the chat says, good evening, First Sky family, and happy TGIF to everyone. Appreciate that. Marlon, I know you weren't very excited about the evening time, so I'm glad you keep showing up and coming through for us. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Tell a friend.
Tell a friend. Sue Kessler Hagen in the chat says, good afternoon, everyone. Appreciate that. And yeah, man, we appreciate you. You were being telling us about this. I've been excited to see what the competition was and what was happening. Didn't get a chance to go over there to the competition, but I'm glad you had some footage you can shoot us. I highly suggest you go to Friends of and check out the strongman competition, our own RG. Goddamn. Big time, bro. Check it out. I'm just like, man, listen. If I got to look like this to lift something up, I'm gonna just have to call RG. I can see what's gonna happen here from here on out. Something heavy, something big. Man, it's getting down. I love it.
Man, that picture ain't doing it justice. You gotta check out the video. It's intense. It's intense.
Big time. Stacey Jean gives us a good evening, everyone. Appreciate you coming on in. Condolences to the family, by the way. We talked about this the other day. I know that there was a uncle that passed away, and yeah, man. So condolences to the family. Yeah, shout out Aggie Kid, everybody who called up. That's what's up. Appreciate it. Donnell Sessions in the chat saying happy Friday in the evening. Person, yeah, I like how it spells out the
the emoji.
Person turquoise waving. Lots to get into today. Of course, we're going to also reach out to you to find out what's going on with this week, how the week went for you. Did you go to Jazz on the Green? We know that our partners over at Heart Ministries had a discussion over at the Highlander about the new grocery store that's going to be on the Deuce. Did you happen to make that? What are some of the other meetings that you made? Let us know. Tell us in the chat, or you can always put things in Friends of First Sky Omaha as well. And yeah, love to hear about it. We talked a little bit already about the week. You kind of had a balanced week. I kind of had an unbalanced week for myself. But I also realized something that's happening here in Omaha that I'm actually very excited about. We'll talk about it a little later on the show too. But heavy hitters coming to Omaha in a big way, bro. Heavy hitters, and it's starting off with the Noma Fest. The family over there at Noma Fest has really brought some heavy hitters into town. Mohini Day, Frank McComb, the Barcades, Mono Neon, Keon Harrell, Richie Love. Looks like we're going to be able to have somebody on the show so we can talk about what's happening with Noma Fest coming up. But I highly suggest you get your tickets. It's going to sell out. But this is kind of the start. For me, it's like it's kicking off with all these heavy hitters coming to town. Lenny Kravitz, Fiasco.
Man,
Chief Adjua is coming to live at the low end. So yeah, man. This is going to be in December. I'm talking the rest of this year is going to be some heavy hitters coming to town, and I'm here for it.
Man, yes, man. If you don't know about Chief Adjua, that ancestral recall,
he's to me when Kamasi started breaking out, Terrace was transitioned to do a whole lot more jazz. It was Chief Adjua and them cats. Then Chris Dave. There was a generation that came up that is the new jazz, bro. And I'm very excited about that brother being here.
Let's not forget Thundercat. He a part of the class too. He'll be in Omaha, I believe, in October.
Thundercat coming.
Going down.
Killer Mike is on his way.
Man, Killer Mike is on his way.
Yeah. There's a lot going on. Let us know about any other shows that are happening that are coming up too. Heavy hitters coming to town as well. Sherman Wells in the chat. Speaking of heavy hitters, good evening, fellas. Appreciate you, bro. Sean McCarthy said Thundercat, Diggable Planets. Come on,
forgot about Diggable Planets, man. Tripping,
bro.
It's going down.
I ain't never gonna forget about Diggable Planets. I already got my tickets. It's that huge. It's that big. It's that big. Huge heavy hitters coming to town, man.
Might have to hop a flight and get back on that road. I don't know.
Might have to, bro. Yeah. Now this is what we're talking about. When people always are trying to tell us about brain drain out of Omaha, what happens in Omaha that people come from other places to come see? You sitting in Atlanta, the heart of everything, talking about I might have to fly back to Omaha to catch that show. That's
Yeah.
what we
I mean,
need more of that.
I honestly was thinking I might need to come back for his Killer Mike show. He's what was Maha? When is that? It's in September, right?
Maha, yep. I believe it's September. Yep.
Hmm.
Take a look again. Okay, that's it. We're gonna have to go ahead and drop the weekly wrap. So that was it. If you have not signed up for it, then the link is in the chat, but we're gonna go ahead and drop it right now. And it's dropped.
Nice.
The new newsletter, the new fresh new weekly wrap newsletter is on its way. Again, if you have not signed up for that, there's a link in the chat. Please do that. And yeah, every Friday before at the start of the show, we're gonna go ahead and drop the new weekly wrap. So sign up and stay tuned. But yeah,
go.
man, I think it's a good idea for you to be thinking about that. Come out for Maha on that Killer Mike train for real.
Yeah, man.
Anybody plan on going to Maha?
See Wet Leg? Let us know.
Wet Leg. A band called Wet Leg is opening. I'm still trying to listen to more stuff, get familiar with some of the other bands that are there. I keep on just anticipating Killer Mike being there though. So
yeah.
if I'm going,
Hey, kudos to you though. You know, trying to educate yourself. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. You never know. If they bring some people that are that heavy to open the show, and got to give them a chance. They must be doing something. We got to see what's up. Sean McCarthy said Maha looks like August 8th. Okay, appreciate that.
I don't know. It's right around the corner. Too close.
It's too close. RG says for the wrestling heads, Game Changer Wrestling is in town for the first time ever at the Admiral. Okay. Is that
your wrestling head, Paul? Is that any wrestling heads?
Is it wrestling, or is it the Hulk Hogan style wrestling? What kind of wrestling are we talking about? You can't. If you say wrestling in Omaha, you got to determine which one you're talking about because they serious about the wrestling out here for real.
Yeah. You talking about the Olympic wrestling,
real wrestling.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Senator McKinney, coach. I think getting down with the young folk out there, leading them to the championships. Yeah,
that's what I was thinking of. I was like, Senator McKinney is an anomaly, boy. I ain't never been scared of somebody shorter than me, but that man was so fast.
That gives him an advantage. You got that lower leverage. Put you on your head.
We don't mess with Senator McKinney, bro. Don't even try.
Shout out. But anyway, man, let's actually get into today's stories if that's all right.
Yeah, we can jump in. What's going on today's thread?
Yeah, kind of got a couple things talking today, and as you mentioned, we are definitely looking forward to today's guest. It's kind of rounding off the show. I call her Keiria Marsha. We have to see how we pronounce her name, but definitely Pull Up and Vibe is the name we want you to definitely get right. We'll be talking to her a little later on with her platform, and that's kind of the thread, the point for me, man. Pulling up, vibing, living alive with one another. That's the answer. That's the answer coming together. Teamwork makes the dream work, of course, is this season's theme. So we'll be exploring that from different angles. One thing that we've been laying out this season, of course, is the wins. That's a segment where we try to, celebrate the people in the community, friends of First Sky Omaha, just the wins, good things going on around the area. So we'll be kind of talking about some of those. Kind of mentioned one already. Again, big shout out to my brother RG making top five in the strongman competition out there in Des Moines, represent Omaha proudly.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Shout out to you. Also, Mary Ewing coming with a win, talking about entrepreneurship. There's a new platform for anyone out there looking to start a business. Some more information, some more resources. A little teamwork makes the dream work. Just a little bit. So we'll get into that here in a second. But also we are, paying attention to the conversations going on in the community. A lot of back and forth, a lot of chiming up about this article surrounding the school board meetings. Apparently there's some people missing. Hey, if you have some feedback on that, definitely let us know your thoughts. Of course, that's part of the reason why we're here as far as this platform, letting your mind be free, letting your voice be heard. A lot of chatter on that situation. We got a few thoughts, maybe not what everybody else is talking about, but we'll definitely be touching on that here in a second. Also, looking at what's going on. These other articles have been also featured in this week's weekly wrap. So again, if you just sent that out, if you got it, you can check out those articles in more detail. But of course, we will be talking about a couple of things. Mostly what's going on with City View just getting sold. Kind of teamwork makes the dream work. If you remember, during Space is the Place, season and that theme. A lot of people. Shout out to Friends of First Sky Omaha, Sister Tamara Dwyer, Sister Tamika Meese, brother man Sherman Wells, Peyton, Zyla. Everybody was out there. They was feeding the people, helping the folks move, just really getting down and taking care of the community as the teamwork making the dream work does. So again, we'll be talking about City View and what's up with that situation and just giving people their kudos and really looking at this whole fight for housing. That is something we will continue to look at throughout this season. Again, shout out to Tamara Dwyer, who's on the mayor's team as the homeless coordinator, and definitely vocal in this article talking about certain organizations coming together to help with housing, one of the big crises still in not just Omaha but really across the nation. So yeah, definitely be talking about that situation and a few other things as far as Medicaid, childcare, touching on a few of those things. But again, it is Friday, and I have some thoughts about this film. RZA and Quentin Tarantino. I don't know if you saw their new film, One Spoonful of Chocolate, but it's a little art imitating reality, reality imitating art, if you will. I know, Paul, you just copped the DVD. I don't know if you had a chance to see it, but yeah, we're going to talk about it. Let us know if you saw that. You heard me right. RZA, Quentin Tarantino, new film. Little Love Supreme. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. All that and more. It's a Friday show in the evening. Paul B, what's the word?
Yeah, man, appreciate that. Appreciate everybody that's joining us today. And we will definitely love to hear from you about what's going on this week and what's happening this weekend. We would like to think about setting intention for the weekend as well. So we'll be talking about a few haps that are going down. Of course, we want to shout out to Sister Keiria Marsha, who's doing Pull Up and Vibe. And that's going down. So she's going to come talk about that. We haven't had her on the show really to talk about this whole thing. I remember pulling up one time on 24th Street. They were all coming out of Union for Contemporary Art with some instruments and all kinds of stuff. Just B, they was hopping in the ride. I was like, "What you doing over here?" So they had a little retreat, and so we came and pulled up and vibed with them. I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize that's what y'all was doing. I thought this was an event everybody came to, but they'll pull up on your company and vibe in your space." So Pull Up and Vibe is real. We're going to talk about it. And this is the kickback edition is happening actually Saturday, tomorrow, August 1st from 7 to 11. So we'll be talking more about that and some other things that are happening too. Something else I'm really looking forward to is For the Love of Barbecue is going down again. As you can see, this keeps on growing. There's going to be several vendors there. Music by Houston Alexander, hosted by 95.7 The Boss. This is going to be huge. Big Mamas. I'm seeing a whole bunch of people here. So it's going down. If you haven't seen this yet, shout out to Marlon Harrison for putting this in Friends of First Sky Omaha. Rib Shack is I think the one who started this is behind this, but as you can see, there's a lot of people involved. Island Chill's going to be there. I'm seeing what's the name of that organization? North Omaha Community Foundation. Speaking of teamwork. There's just a lot of people there that's going to be here and teaming up on this. You're going to get down on several different versions of ribs and barbecue and all kinds of stuff. And, more than that, it's the fellowship. And it's happening in Miller Park, of all places, too. So this is going to be really, really, I'm really excited about going to this. I haven't been yet. I've been trying to go year after year, definitely checking it out. But also, I want to talk about First Fridays that's coming. We talk about First Fridays all the time. It's kind of the situation where you go check out art and be around artists and vendors and stuff like that. This kind of happens all over the country in all major cities. We have a really big one with BFF, our partners over there at Benson First Friday. That's pretty much the biggest one in town, but there's all kinds of First Fridays going down. And every once in a while we have one here in the village. So shout out to everybody who's putting on First Fridays in the village at 24th and Lake. Shout out to Revive Center. Shout out to Union for Contemporary Art, Lot 42, Empowerment Network, One Potato, and also Great Plains Black History Museum. All in cahoots putting this down. There's going to be some artists out there, some activities, art exhibits. It's going down in the Deuce on August 7th. Put that on your calendar, 5:30 to 9. Definitely want to go check this out and celebrate a little First Friday in the village, 24th and Lake. I can't wait till this starts happening every month. Just like how BFF does, but I think it happens every other month or something like that right now. But when it comes up, it's an event. So I highly suggest you put that on your calendar and come through. We're going to jump into some of the stories. Let me see what's happening in the chat. How you guys doing over here? RG says, yeah, man, attitude era kind of wrestling. Okay, that's what's up. Some real deal wrestling. Pop says, just wanted to say that Bearcat Wright from Omaha was the world champion wrestler on TV when I was like 12 years old. He was around the time of Bobo Brazil, Vern Gagnon, and Gorgeous George. Okay, and he was a friend of the family, right? He was a grandfather's best friend or something like that. Man, he says. Archie said, "What you know about some Bearcat?" Yeah, I
Okay.
remember. I remember telling me that was Uncle Bearcat when I was little. So he's friend of the fam. I think that's why Pop's bringing it up.
From Omaha.
From Omaha, man. That's what I'm saying. That's some wrestlers. Wrestling is deep in Omaha in a big way.
Man, wrestling.
Wrestling. Michael Lee in the chat giving us a good evening. Appreciate you coming through, man. And appreciate everybody who remembered to come through too on this evening. It's a new time, 4 to 6 on Friday evening. It's kind of a long stretch when we were used to doing it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but we took the Wednesday away, and so now it's
Man.
like, yeah, that's what's happening during the week. We want to find out about here on our Friday, but then, the weekend turns around and we're right back with you, setting the intention for the week on Monday.
Man.
Still at 7 in the morning, 7 to 10 on Mondays, no Wednesdays, and Friday from 4 to 6. So we're in the middle of it now. We're gonna go ahead and jump into a quick break and come on back and jump into these stories and get to some Love Supreme. Appreciate that. Yeah, my grandfather's best friend, Bearcat.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
man, you learn something there. Man, Omaha. Learn something every day.
Every day. Shout outs. We'll be right back. First guy, Omaha in the evening.
In the evening.
Yeah, Paul B, buddy, the guy. Welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the morning. Oh, in the evening.
Hey, there you go. In the evening. Good catch.
Yeah, we are in the evening, Friday, 4 to 6. Appreciate you guys showing up, hitting that bell. Tell a friend. Do us a favor and share the show as well. Let us many people that you think would benefit from the conversation come on in and can add to the conversation as well. Don't bring no knuckleheads over here. We're doing good in the chat right now. Doing good in the chat.
No trolls.
Yeah, no drama. Pops in the chat says Bearcat was his dad's best friend, my grandfather, and he says Bearcat found out I was a fan, so he and Dad took me to an actual match in Cali and took me backstage to meet a lot of my heroes. Man, the inside scoop and all that.
Man, what a dream. Especially for a young kid, man. I don't know if you was into the wrestling, but we all had our phases. You know what I mean?
Oh, of course, I had my phases for sure, man. Undertaker phase, and that kind of wrestling. But I really didn't learn about actual real wrestling until I started hearing those stories about Bearcat and coming. And even when I got to Omaha, I realized we have some younger people in our fam that was good on the mat too. I got a cousin, little Stacy, that was getting down in I think it's Purdue. Is that the school that's out that way? And he was getting down on the mat. I was like, okay, he's winning some awards. I'm like, we still got some wrestlers in the family. That's what's up.
Man. Actually, speaking of that, I'm gonna bring it up a little later on. It'll be relevant later on in the thread. But you just reminded me. I don't know if you saw the video, the clip of the sister that was doing the powerlifting. She tried to she was supposed to be breaking the world record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They tried to jack her for it or something. Something happened.
Yeah, they try to sasabotage her, man. We'll get into that a little later on. But just reminded me of that. But yeah, without further ado, let's actually go ahead and get into today's thread. Because I do want to get to that portion of it before our guest joins us. Sister Keiria Marsha again will pull up and vibe with us in the second hour. But of course, you're here in the evening. Wrapping up the week. Again, for those of you who haven't tapped into the weekly wrap, definitely check that out in your emails. And if you haven't signed up, I think the link is still in the chat right now if you want to check that out.
Absolutely.
So yeah, tap in, tap in. But yeah, man, starting off with the wins. Of course, we mentioned speaking of powerlifting, brother RG doing his thing. But I do want to give a shout out to Omaha Mayor and just the city of Omaha for at least trying to help those trying to help themselves. Again, for the small business entrepreneurs stepping out and looking to chart their own path, if you will. There's a new resource for those interested in starting a business. Which, as somebody who has sent a few documents to the Secretary of State and started a few businesses in Omaha. It can be a kind of confusing process. And shout out to the likes of, um, man, Omaha 100. Also, I'm drawing a blank. Brother Young Advisors. Just all the,
Julian,
yeah,
yep, yep.
yeah, developing the pond with brother Myron, people out there trying to help, because again, the point is it's not easy navigating small business. So I do want to share this screen real quick for people to check out this new Omaha website called One Biz.
Mm.
Yeah, and part of our community resource. If you didn't know, we have a community resource page on First Guy Omaha. So we're all about resources out there, information. That's what it's all about.
Word.
So again, this is a new website rolling out from the city of Omaha called One Biz. As you see on your screen, different areas, different resources for those looking to start a business, even plan your business. Definitely don't overestimate the importance of a business plan. Kind of learned that the hard way. But yeah, there's some information on how to do that here. And again, just a long way. Of course, this is not the season to follow the money, but teamwork makes the dream work is about that. We talked about that earlier in the season as far as what is the dream, and being able to have some autonomy over your life, some self-actualization, and it's kind of hard to do that without some coin. Let's just be honest. So again, we've been talking about Mayor Ewing's budget and what he was doing with what he is doing and has been doing and will be doing with this police headquarters. And again, I mentioned, kind of feeling like that. Those are the two big things for Mayor Ewing's tenure, as far as what he's doing economically and what he's doing with the police. So we'll definitely continue to keep our eyes on that throughout the season. But so far, calling it a win with this. One Biz is the website. Check it out.
There it is. He just I was out here making these announcements now. Everybody kind of knows he's for entrepreneurship and in business and economics. So, kind of feeling pretty confident about some of the things that he's got in place for that. And that website looks real comprehensive too. It looks like you
Yeah.
just kind of go through the steps and get out and get some of the help that you need, which is a lifesaver sometimes when it comes to all these things. So, and I think that's a big part of it. It's not just going to be trying to bring uh, major corporations into town, but it's going to be really trying to help small business thrive, especially with things like the Inland Port Authority.
Man.
They definitely want to anchor it with some big businesses, but they also are creating so much space for small business and for entrepreneurship and even housing and other things too. So it's a every time I look more into some of those initiatives, I'm realizing like how comprehensive they're trying to make them. They're trying to solve a lot of problems with that kind of stuff, especially when it comes to areas and land and places, because
Yeah.
that's always a finite, limited kind of situation. So shout out to all the work that they're doing for that to really put some. The people have spoken about that. They want some resources for entrepreneurship, and it seems to be something that they're doing.
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of the Inland Port Authority, if anybody has any more information on that innovation hub, I kind of wonder how these two things with the city of Omaha getting more into helping entrepreneurs and small business owners, and then like you said, the Inland Port Authority with specifically the innovation hub. Wonder how those two things, how that teamwork will make the dream work, if you will. So definitely be keeping an eye out on that. Also, you speaking of spaces and places, I do want to put a filler out before we move to the next story. I'm hearing some chatter on on the internetosphere about some construction. Man, I heard they shut down the Deuce with some construction, kind of hurting a couple small business owners in the area. If you're down there on the Deuce, let me know how you're being impacted, if that's a thing that has touched the flow of your traffic at your business, or you being the traffic trying to get to somewhere, if you've been impacted by that. And then also Ames Avenue, I'm hearing they're changing some things as far as the lanes, cutting that down to 2 lanes, and starting that process of developing that area as well. So for those of you who are boots on the roots, let me know what you're seeing, how you feeling. You
Yeah,
being
I
impacted.
passed by Dreamland Lounge and Island Chill the other day and saw there's so much construction in the street right there. I was wondering how to even get over to there, so I'm like, man, I hope they're
Man,
not hurting for
I'm
business over
telling
there right now. But Ames is a much needed fix all
Think
the way
so?
around, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I just hope that they're going to fix it in a way that's going to make it better, and it's not just all infrastructure fixing. So we don't know quite yet, but we got a direct line to the mayor's office. We can call and find out. So we'll definitely
Hey,
look into it. But I was wondering about 30th Street myself because it's a death trap sometimes. There's some parts of 30th Street, man. It's hard to drive around. It's like I be inexperienced drivers. I'm like, stay away from 30th. It's
mm,
real dangerous. So I hope that they open some things up. And I always thought, like, why is one of the most dangerous stretches of street, going right past the high school? That always threw me off. Like, I anticipate more
man,
more accidents and more stuff like that, and kids getting hit and all that because it's crazy. It's kind of wild over there, and people got to pick kids up from that side too. On top of it, so yeah, to me, they need more lanes. They need some better control over there because it feels like a death trap driving down Ames sometimes. But we'll see.
yeah, yeah. Apparently, the plan is going to look just how 30th is. Cut down from 4 lanes to 2, with the turning lane in the
Ooh,
middle. So, but you are right. There actually, I've had some people like friends, family, like close to me that have been in some pretty bad accidents. Right there by North in that
ooh,
area. Actually, my brother saved somebody's life in the accident in that
wow.
area. So yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. Definitely wondering how that traffic will or how that construction will impact the traffic. But man, at any rate, drive safely out there, y'all.
Yeah.
Cause yeah, yeah, kind of crazy.
And we this is our little version of what's going on Farnham over there with the
Man,
with the with the streetcar situation, cutting off business to other businesses over there. So we got a little version of that on AIM. So make sure you get over there and get you some island chill. Get down and have a cocktail over there at Omaha Lounge or the Dreamland Lounge. Keep them in business while all this construction's going on if you can.
man. Stacy Jean in the chat, she's saying that she don't think that's gonna get it done. It's not enough, like Kendrick said. She said it's not gonna fix Ames. They created a nightmare, especially when school starts. You talking about the construction on the street or the construction of the stadium? Is that
Bro,
kind of man, both?
how,
Not a good mix?
you gonna limit lanes as you build a stadium that you got to get to from that street? That's kind of crazy. That's a lot. That's a
Hmm.
lot. Mama got in the chat too. She says, "Lord help you get caught behind a bus." Yeah, for real.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, and then there's the major, and there's the firehouse that. So you're always stopping because the fire trucks is coming out
Man, I didn't think about
right
that.
there. Yeah, man, it's a lot going on in that stretch. So I'm yet to see what they're gonna do. I see Mama God in the chat. Good morning, good evening to you, Mama God.
Hey,
Yeah, good to see your name. She says, "Thought about y'all. Can't stay, but wanted to check in for the new season. Keep up the good work. Appreciate you.
thank you,
Appreciate you."
thank you, thank you.
Yep, yep. Like Dynamite is saying, what's happening, y'all? It's Friday. We made it. Appreciate you coming in.
Hey, checking in.
Pop says, man, the worst accident I was ever in was on 30th. He says, they had to cut me out with the jaws of life. Man.
Man, sorry
So
to hear it.
it don't seem like much has happened here. Much is getting much better here. They redid 30th big time, cut it down to 1 lane. There's a bike lane now. There's a few chat chambers that we got that are happy about that. But it did make everybody kind of slow down instead of always trying to pass somebody with the 2 lanes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I don't know, man. Yeah, it's yeah, it does. You can't get there as quick. It can't get through as quickly, but maybe that'll make you stop and patronize some of the businesses there. Whatever they trying to, I
Mm.
don't know what they're trying to do, but I think they're just trying to make it safe. There's like some schools and there's some daycares. These children's facilities and stuff on 30th, so I can see why they want to slow down around them areas. But when it happened, everybody was like, "Who asked for a bike lane on 30th Street?" Everybody's kind of a little bit like, "What's up with that?" But
Man,
yeah, maybe it's encourage more bike riding. You never know. Never know. We'll see. Good morning. Let's see. Good evening, everyone. Heather Williams gives us a good evening. Appreciate you guys coming on through, and thanks for chiming up on this subject as well. And,
yeah,
and keep us posted. Well, if you know anything about any of the construction that's happening, especially on 30th, let us know. Love to kind of keep up with that, and we'll definitely be talking to the people from the Port Authority about. There's a lot of construction that's going to be happening right there on 30th in Ames. That area over there is getting ready to get a lot of construction, and there's already stuff blocked off now. It's hard to even get on the freeway right there. So more
man.
more to come. And like I said, I'm anxious about if they're actually fixing the streets, or are they right now in the infrastructure underneath the street
Mm.
fixing pipes and doing all that kind of stuff and just gonna put the same 2 lanes back. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah. 'Cause more is coming out about that whole brothers sinkhole situation and water, and yeah, definitely trying to figure out. Hey, I've been talking about flooding for a while, so definitely trying to figure out what's going on under the ground. Are you going to be the next one in the sinkhole, making national news? We'll see, we'll see. But the important part is, the end of the day, trying to figure out how we can get around. We got places to go, people to see, things to do.
Yeah.
So again, let us know. Are you getting around? What you get into this week? Did you, wibble and swivel your way through the traffic and in the construction to get to Jazz on the Green? Did you get to, like Paul mentioned, the meetings earlier? I think on Monday's show we talked about also city council meeting. So yeah, let us know what you got into this week. I did want to kind of get into this whole grocery store story as well, as we were talking
Yeah.
about the Deuce and some of the development going on around the community. That's also a project I'm thinking of. A big shout out to the homie Dominique Ron, of course, now president of Heart Ministry Center, who's behind this project. They just had their last community meeting this week, I think on the 29th, I think a couple of days ago,
Mhm.
if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, again, giving the people the opportunity to speak up, have their voices heard, chime in, and kind of set the vision for this grocery store that's coming. If you haven't heard about it, again, Heart Ministry Center is developing a grocery store. What is it? Is that in the lot across from Elks? Where was that? Right on 25th?
Something like, yeah, like kind of right to the right of the Elks. Yeah, right around there. Not directly
Yes.
across, but yeah, that lot next door
in,
to.
in the
Mhm.
vicinity, in the area. We
Yeah.
still calling it the Deuce, man. We're still calling it the Deuce, man. And a much needed resource in the area, as we've been kind of going back and forth whether or not it's a food desert, but we need more groceries. We need more grocery stores. We need more clean, um, fresh produce and access to good food in the community, man. If you eat better, you think better. If you think better, you do better. So definitely big shout out to Heart Ministry Center. I don't know, you've been kind of hearing about that project. Got any input on that?
Not quite.
Yeah.
Just that, as far as that food desert thing is concerned, it's technically on paper a food desert around here for
Yeah.
sure. I did go out the other day around the area and felt it was just a little bit like, yeah, there's not a lot of choices. It's McDonald's or Burger King, or you know what I'm saying, like
Mm-hmm.
not a lot of choices for anything. I can't wait to the day where there's actual restaurants back in the Deuce, especially like some white tablecloth
Mm.
restaurants.
White
Think
glove service.
Mr. C's back or something, you know.
Come on, man. Come on.
But this is good too. I mean, this is good for anybody who's in that neighborhood and has to go out. I think Aldi's is probably the first spot that you can get to quickly. But even in the Miller Park area, there's other grocery stores going away over there. So yeah, to add this in onto the neighborhood, and because it's Heart Ministry, who's been doing such a good job with the food pantry as well. To me,
Mm-hmm.
this is kind of an extension of doing something for the neighborhood on top of it being something the neighborhood needs. Whenever they ask the neighborhood, what do we need? A lot of people said coffee shops. A lot of people said grocery stores. We need access to fresh foods. So it's a good thing, and from what I understand, there's been a lot of good feedback. The usual suspects kind of starting to chime up a little bit when these meetings happen
Mm-hmm.
with some of the negativity, but for the most part, I think that most people are down with this. They're happy it's coming, and we get to see what's going on with it. I mean, everybody's kind of hurting with groceries
Yeah.
prices in the first place, so that's
That
just
part.
gonna be a given. But if you got at least it'll be easier for some people in the neighborhoods to get to the grocery store, get in and get out, because that always adds to it. If I got to drive across town and go to the store and deal with a whole bunch of people and then get to that line and spend all that money, I'd be upset by the time I'm ready to go.
I do think that's something that we've kind of understated. With this whole grocery store project, it's not just about the access to the food, which is important. Like that is a thing. I'd consider that area a food desert. But again, it's not just that, but the cost. Like I think that's a good point. When we look at what's going on with the country, and we'll be talking about here in a second, as far as still asking how are you being impacted? Are you feeling the pinch from this Trump administration? We'll get into the Medicare situation and some of the changes with that. But the cost of this grocery store and the fact of it being owned by a nonprofit like Heart Ministry Center, and as far as certain profits and certain costs not being passed on to the consumer. You know what I mean? Like there is a certain cost, that a benefit that will come from this situation, and also employment opportunities. There's jobs. Let's just call it what it is. There will be sheer jobs coming to the community from this. So definitely excited. Seeing more and more conversations about different kinds of grocery stores. Of course, a lot of people paying attention to what Madami is doing in New York with some of these community grocery stores he'll be opening up. And I think I might have even heard some whispers about similar conversations happening in Omaha. So yeah. We'll see. We'll see what we can do about those things. And again, getting people fed, man. As I mentioned earlier, the dream is self autonomy, and nothing is a bigger indicator than your ability to feed yourself. If you can't feed yourself, you're in trouble. So we'll definitely be continue to look out for that. But also, as we look back throughout this week, did anybody make it to the Jazz on the Green? I saw Sister Clarice Donbeck. I was out there getting some shine, doing the work as well. Kind of work and pleasure. Getting some good jams out there, but also pounding the pavement, boots to the roots, getting petitions signed, and getting people to have their voices heard about housing, part of the Omaha redress movement. If you don't know, again, the Omaha redress movement, I think, is a part of a national redress movement to look at housing fairness and access to housing, and some of the things like application fees, which again, they were talking about you don't get back once you fill out five, six, seven, different housing application fees, each one costing $75 to $100. That gets to add up as far as what you're paying, for these properties that you may or may not even get into. You're just giving this money out. So yeah, a lot to address with that. I think it's the free the fees movement, I think they're calling it, to get rid of some of these application fees and housing things. So again, big shout out to Chris Donbeck out there with the people, touching the people, pounding the pavement. Let us know what you got into this week. What you get into?
Love to know. It's 4:41 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, we're anticipating our special guest coming on in pretty soon here. We're going to be pulling up with Keiria Marsha. She's going to come through and get down with us and talk about Pull Up and Vibe, this event that's happening tomorrow on the 1st. If you've never been to a Pull Up and Vibe event, I highly suggest you do it. It's a fun time. It's a kind of a good mix. I feel like young folks, older folks, and everybody in between. So they always got somebody for everybody. It looks like P Minor's going to get down. P Minor's been killing the game on the radio.
Man.
On the radio tip these days too, and also Just B, one of my favorite vocalists in Omaha, is always teaming up with her, and she's an artist herself. So we'll be talking about the kickback edition of Pull Up and Vibe. This happening tomorrow from 7 to 11. It's $20 entry. It's going to be food will be provided by May Lily Snacks. So I've been seeing that name a lot here lately, and it's going to be at 2220 North 20th Street, Shinsel, Omaha, Nebraska. Okay. I'm not really familiar with that spot, but yeah, I can't wait to go check out a new spot for myself.
Man,
let us know if you've been there too. Yeah, man. Oh, is the skate joint?
Yeah, look like some skate vibes going down.
That'd be dope. That'd be super dope.
Yeah.
I can't wait to talk to her. So she'll be here shortly. We'll be able to talk to her. She's also doing the class that we were doing as well over there at shout out to POC Collective. Man, they're putting some things on.
Man,
yeah,
I want to ask you about that a little later. On.
Yeah. We'll talk about it. Definitely learning some things and making some connections, which is the best part. In the room with some folks that some partnerships are blooming. Yeah, it's all good.
That's what it's about. Good. Teamwork make the dream work. Let's make it happen.
We'll be right back. You're listening to First Sky Omaha in the evening.
Hey, in the evening. Good catch.
Paul B. Buddy to God.
He gonna get it.
Welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the evening.
Hey.
buddy the guys going down. And I got to tell you, we are chiming up here. We got a lot of special guests that'll be coming on. This will be our first one of the season, but we're getting back to the monthly meetup with the mayor, also our Senator Cipher, and some
Yeah.
other ideas that we got as far as segments are concerned to bring some folks on and a lot of people to talk to about a lot of things that are happening. So if you have anybody that you think we need to be talking to, always let us know. Hit us up at firstsky@gmail.com. Send us an email, or you can reach out at Friends of First Sky Omaha, the group page on Facebook over there as well. Appreciate that very much. Appreciate all of you that's coming through. Stacey Jean in the chat says Ames has always been a problem. Even when I was a child, the biggest problem is speed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they're going to pare it down to this one lane situation. Then there's not going to be a whole lot of opportunities to be speeding down it anymore. So we'll see. But I get skeptical about that kind of stuff because anytime I'm on a one lane road around here, people drive so slow. You know,
It's either too fast or too slow, huh?
it ain't too fast for me, but it's I think it's too fast for the street a lot of times. That particular street, try to go around somebody, and you know the curb and everything is right up against the street.
Mhm.
Houses are right on the other side of that curb. You hitting dips. You know what I'm saying? There's all kinds of death traps. I feel like it's an obstacle course sometimes going down that street. So yeah, it
Man.
is. It is something that needs to be fixed. Donnell Session says glad for the construction, but I'm concerned about how this will impact the speedway. I live on Sorensen Parkway. Bad accidents all the time. Saw one this past weekend morning. You know, they built that Sorensen for that reason because you know Ames is really slow. They wanted to they opened up a parkway to be able to speed up a little bit on it, but that's been a little bit disastrous too. So, but at least to me, if you get in an accident or if you're speeding down Sorensen, it's a different kind of situation than you know the fact that you got kids walking across the street for high school and you know and
Mhm.
houses that are right off the sidewalk. You know, I'm surprised that there ain't more cars running into some of the homes that are on the side of the road. It's the mix
Mm.
of homes and businesses and schools and everything else that's on that street, and they're not very accessible. So I can see wanting to make a plan of having some turning lanes into some of these areas and so on and so forth. I can see that because you know you'll zoom past it if you don't. I'll be concentrating on trying to get around somebody and then past Island Chill. Like, oh, I got to go back around.
Yeah.
Um, RG says I was able to hit Island Chill a couple times this week, but look, what I'm about to say is key. I took 40th Street to Ames to get there. He said I ain't doing extended driving on Ames if I can help it. There you go.
There you go. There
That
you
drive
go.
through the
There
neighborhood
you
a little
go.
bit.
Right. I do have another thought, man, as far as density. Like with all these apartments that's been popping up, more apartments means more, more people living in a confined space, more cars, more traffic. And I wonder as Omaha grows if, that it has an impact on how the cities are, or how the streets are built.
Yeah. One thing I don't think they're doing a very good job with is with all this new construction and new built around the city, and that goes for downtown and everywhere. They don't account for the cars. They don't account for parking. There's not enough thought putting into it. They got stuff that's happening that's going to bring more and more people down, but I don't feel like it's a situation where they're putting enough thought into what it's going to mean for that kind of traffic.
Man,
So
man. Yeah. Drive safe, y'all. Drive
there you
safe.
go. Yeah, they were saying that the pull-up advisor is going to be at the Old Hope Skate. Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Okay. I was wondering.
There you go. Sherman Wells already singing the song in the
Hey,
evening.
yeah, hey.
Tony Johnson said former Hope Skate. Marlon Harrison says I went to the Omaha 360 meeting this Wednesday. Yep. I was hoping that you were
Okay.
here to
Okay.
tell us about that. He said, and during the meeting, they highlighted Step Up Omaha and some of the projects they worked on this summer. That's what's up.
Okay. Man.
Yeah, I'd love to hear about some of those projects that went down. Did they? What was the numbers? Did you know how many people showed up for Step Up this time around? How many kids were served? Let us know. Let us know. Also, Heather Williams in the chat says when school starts, that pickup lane is going to be bad. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is. And you know, all the way down. Like I said, it's all the way down now past 30th on the getting on the freeway is tough. When Willie Hamilton and those guys over there with Black Men United do the food pantry. You know, they had it all hemmed up. They had to send out a map last week about how to reroute that. But that was also something that I was anticipating an accident happening. I mean, they are in line on the street. They just stop right there on the highway, on the street, in order to sit in line to get around the corner to that I was wondering how that was even legal for them to do that, but apparently they had a system.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot going. Also, Marlon Harrison in the chat says some of the programs they highlighted were sports, culinary, music, and health science. When I tell you that these teens were excited to talk about their projects and what lessons they learned this summer, wow,
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's
love
up.
that. I love to hear about that excitement. Shout out to Step Up program. That's what's going on. Love it. I love it. Appreciate it. It's 4:49 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, and this is our episode where we have our first guest of the season coming.
Yeah, yeah,
Keiria
yeah.
Marsha. We'll ask her how to pronounce that when she pulls up and vibes with us. What's going
Yeah.
down? Yep, yep.
Well,
Meantime, buddy, what's next on the agenda?
yeah, I wanted to dive into this teamwork makes the dream work kind of highlight. This was the feature story for the weekly wrap this week, talking about the sale of the City View. Of course, that was a big story, especially during Spaces the Place and Follow the Money. Well, more so Spaces the Place, but a little bit Follow the Money season. But speaking of following the money, the building has sold for about 3 million over the last year or so. It was under a receivership, in which, of course, the court and the receivership has taken ownership and management of the property, but now it has been sold to a Florida company, which I don't know how we feel about that. I think the last company that had City View that managed it and ran it in the condition that it was from another state. So I don't know how I feel about these out of state corporations buying up this real estate and this property. We'll see what they do with it. But big shout out, as far as a win to the team, the teamwork making the dream work. Everybody joining forces to raise awareness of what's going on. If you didn't know, again, the City View Apartments location downtown was pretty deplorable. What I mean, as far as the conditions. Elevators not working. I mean, it was a pretty bad situation, so bad to which again it eventually just closed down and went into a receivership. But again, big shout out to all the community members that not only raised awareness but lent a helping hand. Man, I mean, they were out there grilling, feeding, giving folks plates. They were out there when it came time to move, loading up U-Hauls and actually helping, load up trucks and pull the stuff down the stairs. I mean, really showing up for the community in this situation. So again, shout out to named in this article, Sister Tamika Meese of North Omaha Community Partnership, who was definitely vocal in this situation. And then, of course, the City of Omaha's Homeless Service Coordinator is their actual title. But we just call her Sister Tamara Dwyer, doing the good work and talking about some of the organizations, again, saying organizations that talked about collaborating more as they continue to fight. Again, housing is still an issue throughout Omaha. Homelessness, actually, Mary Ewing being named to a homelessness leadership, I believe, at Harvard University earlier this year.
Princeton,
So was it Princeton, Harvard? We'll have to see. We'll have to see.
Yep.
But regardless, again, being named and having some ideas. Actually, we spoke to him during one of our monthly meetups with the mayor last season, and he shared some ideas about how to, raise some funds and approach homelessness in a little creative way with some of the funds that are available as well. So definitely we'll continue to talk about that and look at that situation. But again, just another example of teamwork making the dream work with that building now closed and being sold. We'll keep an eye out to see what's next with City View.
Man, don't forget about Sherman Wells was out there with Untamed. They was barbecuing. They
Yeah,
was
man.
really having a good time out there. So shout out to
Peyton
everybody
Zyler.
who got that. Yeah, Peyton Zyler, right, covering it. So there was a lot of folks out there, and to your point, teamwork to try to help people do the. And it wasn't. And of course, not everybody got helped. It needed more. They definitely needed more. But I can't imagine what was going to happen if those folks weren't out there trying to help those situations. It's kind of a nightmare. For you to be at the top floor, it's hot. You trying to they kicking you out. You resorted to throwing your items out of the window from the 10th floor.
Man,
It
I
was
forgot.
like, yeah, man,
People was really throwing their stuff out the window.
messed up, really messed up, and really kind of all started just because they wanted to make sure that they had better conditions that they were living in. And landlords should be taking care of these bed bugs and everything else that's in the space.
Yeah.
So their argument is always, well, you don't want to, we got to charge more rent or whatever the deal is. Then take care of your building, take care of the people. So it's always the start of it, then it ends up, where it's not even usable. So I'm a little bit skeptical. I'm always skeptical when there's an outside entity coming in to take over some housing from another state. That's
Yeah,
always,
yeah.
that was kind of what the problem was in the first place. So,
Coming from Florida, it's I'm a little skeptical out of Florida. That's Mar-a-Lago. That's we'll see, we'll see.
Brother
But
McGowan in the chat, good morning or good after evening. He said, money leaves a trail. Heard that.
man,
It's,
it's a good point. It's a good point,
it's easy to follow the money because it always leaves a trail for real.
man.
Yep.
Uh, Moving along though, actually, speaking of following the money, we got to talk about this Medicaid situation as far as
Mhm.
again people being able to afford health care. Good old Omaha, Nebraska, Mississippi of the Midwest, as we call it. This is some requirements coming out as it is now official that the federal Affordable Care Act Medicaid expansion situation has come into effect. But of course, Mississippi of the Midwest, Nebraska was actually the first state to enact those requirements back in May, again, before the phase actually was implemented in June. But there are some work requirements as far as working in community service for those who are on Medicaid. And the big thing is, again, Paul has been mentioning this, and this is something we'll continue to do throughout the season, is asking who's been impacted. Definitely want to get real anecdote. Like, of course, this story is reported by Lincoln Journal Star, so shout out to the reports. And we can talk about, the requirements and the reports, but we want real life stories as far as those being impacted by some of these requirements, some of these policies, especially healthcare. Of course, that's one of the main things that Trump and his administration has been hell bent on attacking and dismantling as far as one of the legacies of Obama. But yeah, have you been impacted? How's your healthcare situation? Some of these work requirements, community service requirements. What are your thoughts?
I'm already hearing a lot about people who are having a hard time with the increase in prescription prices.
Mm.
That's been affecting folks that I know personally, and also, a lot of people are just really. It's interesting. I just went out of town, and my family on my dad's side, especially out in California, uh, Vegas area, are all about alternative ways of doing things, and I got reminded about that our a lot of our history has been, hey, hop over the border and go down to Mexico and get you some antibiotics and whatever it is.
Mm.
because that's it's always been an issue. It just reminded me this has always been something that's been an issue. Health Healthcare has always been something that has been, almost beyond the reach sometimes when it comes to people, and we've always had to figure out some way else to do things. We were just talking about going to Mexico to get dental work and
Man,
all kinds of other
you
things as
talking
well.
about flying to Europe or something? It'd be
Bro,
cheaper.
when I got dental work done when I was living in Paris, it was cheaper than whether or not I could if a root canal in down the street here in Omaha is $2,000 or $2,200 or however much it costs out of pocket. It would have been cheaper for me to fly to get a ticket to Paris and pay the 300 or 400 euros that I was paying over there for a root for the same procedure. And that's just how it is, and it's even less when you think about going to places like Mexico that are now set up. Mexico has a whole small city that is
Hmm.
nothing but people, nothing but dentistry for people that are coming over from California and Texas, because that's how frequently people come over there. There's shopping centers full
Yeah.
of, yeah, you can go there and get a hotel, stay, get your work done in 2 or 3 days, get it done, and get out. And the way that they handle medication over there is different as well. You go
Hmm.
you go to the pharmacist and say, the doctor said I need this, and they give it to you. You don't have to go have the doctor sign something or wait for the doctor to like people do different things in different places, and I had forgotten that's been a strategy of people that I know and people in my family for a really long time, and it just is but it highlights to me like how messed up things are. We're back to having to figure those kinds of things out because it's so bad right now with that, and the some of the older folks in the family too. I mean, there's people that are worried about their social security. There's people that's worried about their Medicaid, their Medicare. Everybody's worried, and there's always some kind of something happening where you have to dig in and figure out exactly what plan you have and what medications are covered by what plan. The sheer being on the phone trying to figure these things out alone is enough to put you in the hospital by itself, let alone
Man.
uh, trying to figure all that out. And that's a I'm actually because of the fact that my parents and grandparents, they're getting older, and I'm definitely dealing more and more with this subject. Actually, getting very, very, very upset about how much of a scam it all is.
Hmm.
It is for money making purposes, just like everything else is in this country.
Man.
They put you that they if they can figure out a hoop, if they can figure out a product, if they can figure something out for you to have to pay more to do the basic things, they will,
Mm.
and they have.
You just let it right up, man. That's kind of alley oop for how I wanted to pivot into the second hour as far as the money situation. Um, because there's a couple things. First of all, sorry if I cut you off. First of
No,
all,
perfect.
because you struck it. First of all, I watch Democracy. Shout out to Amy Goodman, Democracy Now. I watch Democracy Now frequently. They're doing great coverage on what's going on in the Middle East and in Iran and Israel. And they had mentioned in a report this week that uh, the oil companies, everything going on with the oil prices. That's another thing that's been going on this week. As far as in my world, man, the last 2 or 3 times I went and got gas, it was like almost $5 a gallon. I'm like, yo, this is ridiculous. But apparently that money is going straight to the pockets of Exxon and all these major oil companies who are basically bringing in, like, I think last year they made like $14 billion, $10 billion. These oil companies are laughing straight to the bank, making more money than they've ever made because of this war. Let's just call it what it is. So there's that aspect of it. But my mind has been somewhere else this week as far as the impact of Trump's, presence. And you had mentioned it a couple times. I coined the term on this platform, the Trump effect, and I say it a lot, but you had mentioned and kind of pushed back that although we call it the Trump effect, it's not Trump. Trump is just a symptom of this country at large, and the billionaires that's running the country, and not just the billionaires that's running it, but this voter base that's keeping them in power, that's been empowered, that I'm kind of worried about. And this Nolan Wells case has been on my radar this week. I haven't
Mhm.
been able to really escape it, and I try to get some Love Supreme in and chill out and watch a movie. And I check out this new RZA Quentin Tarantino film, and they talking about the same. I mean, again, it's almost like art. I can't escape it. It's like art imitating reality, reality imitating art. Man, yeah. I definitely
Cool.
want to get into it. It's the second hour. How you feeling, Paul?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling like diving, getting deeper here. So appreciate it. If you guys do too, we can't wait to hear from you on all these things. RG says capitalism for real
Mm,
is what it is. Marlon Harrison says they served about. Oh, you're talking about the step up program. Yeah, we'll come back to that.
okay, nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Healthcare is a racket. Heather Williams is saying it's
Mm,
yeah. I put this post out, and I've been kind of writing about this as I go about me coming to this conclusion. I actually hit me when I was on the trip. I was talking to somebody, and I was realizing that what America really is. America really is the office. The
mm.
place that you put on your suit and you get up and go. It's not a place to live. I've lived in other places that they built for living,
Man,
for walking down the street and talking to your neighbors and having a good meal, eating good food, and so on.
that French
Uh,
Sunday.
you come back to America, and you come back. It's like you're going back to the office. You're going back to work. It's
Mm,
all work. It's all to make money. It's all dog eat dog. It's all to jack somebody out of some money. Everybody is a customer. Every conversation you have is a sales pitch. Every time you go to dinner, the difference between restaurants where you feel like you're at home and you're there living your life with people, and the difference between that and higher end steakhouses and stuff like that we have out here, it's like every restaurant is set up because you're basically taking somebody to impress them, that you're taking them out to eat because it's a business conversation. Every single thing
mm.
that we have in this country is set up to do business, to make money. Everything is a product. When I started really learning about financial products that banks put together, I started seeing, oh, everybody puts products together.
Hey,
Everybody puts a copay for your medicine is a way that they figured out how to get more money out of you. every single thing that you are paying for and doing is a is a charge that you are is a way that somebody is selling you and getting over on you, and everything you're doing is for that as well. And we talk about capitalism. Capitalism can be deep. We can talk about how deep it goes, and we can talk about the ills of capitalism and how capitalism means that somebody got to get their neck stepped on in order for somebody else to win, and all the things we've been talking about. But I didn't really get how pervasive America is when it comes to this is a corporation. America is a corporation. America
Straight
is
up.
a business.
Straight up.
It only exists to make more money, and this is why everybody's attitude is beat the next man out of a dollar all the time, constantly. So when it's I'm almost upset that this revelation has hit me so hard because it's making me so mad at every single thing that happens. At every
Bro.
time that you got to call the phone company because they put a charge on your phone that you didn't ask for, and now you got to opt out of it. Every single thing that happens all the time, every single move from every organization, every company, every utility, everything is so they can make more money. They will poison your food to save a couple bucks on ingredients to make more money off the product.
And now we're at the point where you get locked up if you say something about it. Remember, you're a domestic terrorist if you're talking about capitalism. So yeah, there's that.
5:06 right now, well into the second hour. As you can see, it's going to be a hot one today. But this is Love Supreme Friday. This is
Hey.
Live Alive with one another, set intentions for the weekend, and feel good on a Friday as much as we can. We have to remind ourselves about the stuff that's going on so that we can get into that mindset of teaming up to reach some other dreams, to fix some of these things for ourselves, fix some of these things for each other, play the game if we have to, decide to opt out of the game, move out of whatever has to happen. We got to figure out what it is there is to do, and we will. So appreciate everybody who's joining us. We're going to take a break and jump back into the second hour. Again, we're also anticipating our special guest, Keiria Marsha, that's going to come through and talk about her event coming up, Pull Up and Vibe. Speaking of events tomorrow, Kimber Snipes put out a message about her info session that was supposed to happen tomorrow at the Benson Library from 1 to 2:30. She said that there's some construction being done over there, so they can't have it there. But they'll be skipping the info session this week tomorrow at the Benson Library, and they'll be joining the week after is when they'll pick this back up. So be looking out for One Omaha, their info sessions. Shout out to Kimber Snipes for putting this message out, and for those of you that were planning on going tomorrow. It will not be going down tomorrow. Look for the next session for next week. We'll talk more about that next week as well.
What major corridor in North Omaha ain't under construction right now? I mean, 30th Ames, 24th Benson, man.
Everywhere. So I'm happy that the mayor is digging in on some entrepreneurship and business and things that'll make Omaha thrive. But man, more money, more problems.
Straight up.
Biggie told you.
Hey, man.
If you don't know, now you know.
Man, straight up.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back. First Sky Omaha in the evening. Welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the evening. Almost got me. You almost got me.
Got myself on that one. I was sitting here thinking about this next thing that I wanted to push because every year it goes down. August 7th, put this on your calendar. Shout out to BFF. The New American Arts Festival is something that I check out pretty much every year. A lot of immigrant population and people coming from other places that are putting art out. I love seeing what people are doing from other countries and other places. And
Man,
this has been something that I've pretty much enjoyed each year. This is the 13th annual New
man,
American Arts Festival. Yeah, man, it's going down. Shout out to Benson Creative District. August 7th is happening. As you can see, BFF Omaha is doing it big all the time. So they got their first Friday coming through. But even with First Friday happening, the stuff that's going on within First Friday, yeah, it gets down, man. New American Arts Festival coming up. Shout out to everybody who's putting this on. And look at all these artists, these new artists that I'm sure you don't know who they are. Go meet them. Try to see what's happening. Because I tell you what, man, you talking about inspiring. You can get really caught up in your own way of seeing things, and when you come across people that are coming from a different perspective with their art, it just opens everything up. So I highly suggest you go check this out. Shout out to the 13th annual New American Arts Festival going down.
man, that's it's quite a doozy, man. If you haven't been to that, shout out to BFF. Actually, back in the Mind and Soul days, we got a couple chances actually to DJ and MC and hold it down out there, man. It's yeah. All it's a world tour, if you will. So yeah, shout out to BFF getting down on that,
There you go.
especially in this time, with the ice and yeah. Shout out.
Yeah, man, spread some love, some joy, all that good stuff. Jump in the chat real quick before we get to the next topic here. Chris Lewis in the chat, new name,
Hey,
says you have to get the majority to stop worshiping these evil rich people. Man, you ain't never lied.
yeah. That's Michelle Trosclair. She always say, what billionairism is immoral, or is it evil?
What is trillionairism then?
Hmm.
He couldn't hold on to it, but he was a trillionaire for a hot minute.
Hot second.
RG says, just for reference, over in Sapin, in the Marina Islands, U.S. territory, it costs about $1,435 a month for a single person to live. Everywhere, bro. It costs.
Man,
I was talking to a cat that lives in the United Kingdom, in London. That it cost him about $2,000 to live. That's all he
like a
really
month.
needed. Yeah, a
That's
month.
not just rent. That's like food. That's everything.
That's everything. But
Man,
and then when I was looking crazy at him, he said, "Well, we don't have to pay for health care like y'all
aha.
do."
Make it make
Insane.
sense. It's a racket.
Majid Miller Jenkins in the chat. Hey, I've
Hey,
seen your name for a while. She says, "We are consumers and products, not people, according to our ruling class." Right.
and
Yeah.
not just consumers and products, but chattel. We can get into that here in a second.
There you go. Tony Johnson says, "Is this a different plan for entrepreneurship? Is rebranding Empowerment Network's Transformation 2030 plan?" No, it's not a rebrand. It's a two different things. So
Yeah.
this thing that the mayor's doing is pretty interesting. I think everybody really needs the help if they're an entrepreneur trying to start business. They really need that blueprint. Like Buddy said,
Man.
we've sent several documents to the Secretary of State, and it's always a situation where they call you back and you got to do something else.
Man.
So yeah, I'm anxious to see that. And also when you get in that, I feel like when you get into that realm and that circle as well, the connections, the partnerships, the teamwork that happens in those connections. If somebody got a space maybe that you can do your business in, then you're going to find out because you were in that space talking to those people in that network and partnering up with folks. So there's
Mhm.
a lot of good going on out there if you want to go out here and make some money. That's your goal.
There you go.
That's
There
what
you
you
go.
want to do. Heather Williams said gas in the UK is twice what we pay.
Yeah, man. I mean, man, China. Cuba that has no gas, so
Cuba,
yeah,
Cuba don't have nothing right now, right?
yeah. The world's definitely feeling it, and we're still a few months out, but yeah, it's gonna get real. It's gonna get real.
Vegas was $657 when I was there.
See, man, that's
So,
ridiculous.
yeah, it's crazy. Let's go ahead and jump in 5:13 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, I know, buddy, you're anxious to get to the next story. What we got going?
Yeah, man, this is something that has been on my radar this week, and I've tried to escape it, but everywhere I turn, whether it's social media, me just watching a movie on my free time, or preparing for this show and things like that, reading the news, it's everywhere. Talking about, of course, the Nolan Wells story, and in my mind, as we mentioned, this is also another just symptom of the Trump effect, as I'm calling it. Of course, is not Trump himself, but people of Trump's ilk, Trump's voter base. Just the overt racism. We know what it is. We've been seeing it, and I've had classmates and had very close encounters with his voter base. If you remember in his first administration or his first campaign back in 2016. I was still in Florida at the time, and
Mm.
I'll never really forget this, having classmates in journalism, journalist students, college students going to cover Trump's rally in Georgia at the time. And if you remember, this was made national news of those students. They were getting spit on and pushed. They were in the crowd. Those are my
Mm.
classmates.
Wow.
So again, these are the kind of people I'm talking about when I talk about Trump's voter base, and it feels like things are reaching a new chapter, if you will, or a new level with some of these things. Because of course, there's been a lot of attention and a lot of reporting around Nolan Wells, but Nolan Wells is just one of many, many, many stories of what looks like to be lynchings over this last week at least. I can think of three other stories outside of the Nolan Wells story, in which black people were in spaces where they were the only melanated person in the space, and they either didn't make it out or almost didn't make it out. And I try to escape this, and on this Love Supreme Friday, I try to chill out, relax, watch a movie. RZA, Quentin Tarantino come together, one spoonful of chocolate, I watch it, and it really is art imitating reality, or reality imitating art. And it's interesting because the film came out a year ago, so before all this Nolan Wells and all these things happening right now were happening, the movie came out. And without spoiling it too much, basically the movie plot is black kid goes to a town in Ohio, and he's faced with racism, and he kicks butt. If you know about RZA, he's definitely influenced by kung fu films, so there's that hand-to-hand combat, there's all of that action there. But RZA is also socially conscious black man, and there's the racial aspects of it. And I just been kind of feeling some kind of way after seeing this film, and really looking at again the art imitating reality, reality imitating art, and kind of having some feelings about those kind of films where kind of like the Get Out, where it's these racial tensions and they play out in the film, and you have this emotional reaction to this type of art. But what does that mean for reality? And definitely want to start talking about more about getting outside, and not necessarily getting active, but just living alive with one another and coming together in reality, and really getting that dopamine hit in reality, as far as getting the unity, getting the teamwork, making the dream work, bringing the community together in the face of all these things that we're seeing, all this division, getting that dopamine hit rather than watching a film, if you get what I'm saying.
Mm. Hmm. I
So
feel that.
again, yeah, yeah. That's kind of in a nutshell what my thoughts are with this situation, and this week was been on my mind as far as this Nolan Wells case and this art imitating reality and this Love Supreme. Like, how can we use art? How can we use the tools? How can we live alive with one another to again make the teamwork, make the dream work, especially in the face of all this division that's going on? Because that's really all it is.
It really is. And it's unfortunate. I mean, it really it's just like it always has. It's always mattered who it is that who it is you're around, uh, who is taking care of who's taking care of each other. And feeling like you have that responsibility to do that with your friends, your family, and feeling like you have the support yourself. That's really what everything is really all about. I mean, even these nefarious characters out here are claiming that they're doing this for their families and for their friends, and how they act and what they do and how they represent themselves and who they attack and so on and so forth.
Mm.
Um, so how it is that you what your style is for doing that is important. We don't we're going out and hurting other groups in the name of keeping your group safe ain't the style. No, that's not what it is. I was in the face of this situation here with Nolan Wells. I was thinking, that of course everything is a meme these days, so everything is turned
Mm.
into that. Anytime you see any black person with several white folks that they've gone out and done some white people stuff with, then it's always a situation where you're either in trouble, you're scared for them. This ain't the first time that this has been in the news for a while. There's a sister that
Mm.
went with a group of white girls and didn't
Yeah.
come back. And other situations that happened on a cruise ship. I remember a few years back, somebody wrapped somebody up in a rug in a food in the on a cruise ship somewhere. So it's a constant situation that we are nobody's really thinking in terms of the reality of what's happening here. I see it all the time. People think we're not really reacting in the way we should. I see a lot of social media stuff on that as well of people feeling like you're not getting mad enough. You don't understand what's happening here. Um, this is the Jews that recognized Hitler was about to act a fool, so they left.
Mm-hmm.
They left. They moved out of the country to places that they didn't even know the language because it was that crucial to bounce. We over here still trying to party, still acting like it ain't happening. Uh, and and so there's a lot of when we talk about teamwork. We uh, I don't know if you've been in this situation with your family, but there might be a situation in your family that now people kind of need to straighten up a little bit and get together. Maybe your mom's getting sick. Maybe something's going on with with your
Mm-hmm.
dad. Maybe your sister's in a situation that's unsafe. Maybe there's some and everybody got to kind of call each other, and everybody, if we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do and keep everybody safe. We're in that in a huge way in our community at large right now. I feel like that's what it is. We're back to not to making sure that we don't drive in sundown areas. We're back to and there's a reason why stuff like the Green Book is come back up, and
Man.
there's a reason why a lot of these things are happening the way they are. There's a reason why we're seeing people who are trying to protect themselves by arming themselves, and how the laws have changed. The laws are always different for one groups than they are for other groups, and we see this all over the place because now people are using their phones and they're capturing all these scenarios, and they're reposting them everywhere, and you see them everywhere all the time. So if that's not enough for you to at least keep it in mind that you got to protect yourself and your loved ones in whatever way that you can. We doing a lot of call me when you get back to the house stuff these days, like we didn't have
Man.
to before. So, I'm just thinking out loud about a lot of that, and even in art. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I can. If it's a RZA and Quentin Tarantino film, then I know there's going to be some somebody there's going to be somebody getting hurt, and somebody not allowing themselves to get hurt. There's
Mm-hmm.
Tarantino does reconstructionist histories when he does his movies. Inglorious Bastards was about beating the Nazis. Django was about beating the slave owners. What happens when you what happens when you even Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was about
Mm.
Sharon Tate and them not getting murdered.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, everything is a revisionist history with him on what would be good. It'd be better if this happened instead. Like this is what we
Mm.
wish happened. You know, that's why you see images of Jamie Foxx whipping slave owners with the whip and all that.
Man.
Where else but the movies can you depict
Mm.
your fantasy histories?
See, I didn't even think about that as far as the revisionist point, because there is still an element of the art imitating life that I didn't touch on with this film in the Nolan Wells case. And I'll be honest, just a little spoiler alert. Um, the fact that one of the details of Nolan Wells' case was the fact that his organs are missing in the second autopsy. Shout out to Colin Kaepernick. And speaking of teamwork makes the dream work. Ben Crump, Colin Kaepernick. I mean, everybody's really jumping on this case. Even Nancy Grace is on the case now.
Man, came out of retirement.
Man, so teamwork making the dream work as far as trying to bring justice in this situation. But the film also touches on kind of some of the organ things going on when young brothers go missing and come back up with organs missing, and what potentially economically could be done with those organs. And that's kind of where my mind was going, and it goes, when you look at this Nolan Wells case and the fact that some of his organs are missing, and they're trying to get this autopsy to really figure out, what's going on, and the organs can help tell that story. But again, art imitating reality, maybe a little art, reality imitating art, just makes you think what's really going on.
Yeah, it makes me think that it has been going on. We're
Mm.
artists. We're artists. That we our art comes from where we draw from what's going on around us, what we hear about, what we see about. So this, like I said, this situation with Nolan Wells, not the first time we've heard this in the last 3 or 4 years of the same type of situation happened. And this one too. Same with me. I've been trying to, there's no way to get away from this particular story here because
Mhm.
the way it's being told and the things that are coming out, and
Mhm.
and the organs missing. Also the way that they have just figured out how to clean up the 911 call, the
Mhm.
voices
Mhm.
behind saying,
Man.
a real, revealing of that these people killed this kid and then try to hide it, and then the organs got taken and everything else happened. So when you think about what's going on, the whole line of the journey here with this, like even it's horrible enough that they probably killed this boy. It's horrible enough that happened. Then after he was dead, now we have to also try to figure out like what happened to the organs. Who had access to the body? I mean, there's just so much. It's crazy. So, and there's no more. There's really no more being shocked about what can happen. We
Man.
just have to be in a state of protection. We just have to be in a state of you got to do what you got to do to protect yourself. Just what it is. Benji Miller Jenkins in the chat saying the lynching never stopped.
Mm. Yeah,
Chris
chat's kind of going off.
Chris Lewis in the chat said Parable of the Sower, one of my favorite books of all time, was written in 1993 by Octavia Butler, and it is now becoming reality. Straight up,
Mm. Mm.
she predicted in Parable of the next one that came after that, Parable of the Sower, Parable of the Reaper, or Parable of the what's this? I'm forgetting the name of the second book. But the second book predicted the LA the fires that just happened out there in Monrovia in those areas.
What?
Yeah, like the exact areas that the fires just tore up the black community. Her next book was talking about that. So they're saying Octavia Butler is like a prophet now at this point.
Man, I remember you talking about that. Is that the same sister behind the Matrix?
Parable of the Talents. No, that's a different situation. But she's a premier Afrofuturist black writer, science fiction writer from the 80s, 70s, and 80s and 90s, and and it's really like some of the stuff she's talking about, and it's way out, man. It's what like Parable of the Sower really talked about. Really give you visions of the dystopia of like walking down LA streets with houses on fire over here, and you having to battle with this militia group over here just to get down to go grab some food somewhere, and like it really is in a lot of ways feels like that every time we see Katrina started my wheels turning about that, like
Mm.
how bad things got during Katrina was like, oh, okay, I was putting two and two together with like Parable of the Sower when it came to what an actual dystopia really looks like in an urban setting,
Yeah.
what that's
Okay.
really about. But Shemila Jenkins says now be a good time to get out and do some door knocking for a candidate you believe in.
Mm-hmm.
Most deaf, we talk about we can't forget about talking about the lanes of change. The lanes are really about all the different ways that all the things that have to come together in order to be able to make some change. So the political power is definitely part of it, but also what we're talking about now, which is grassroots action, coalition building. These all have to come together. Even the economic power as well. Like you said, you got to have a little coin to do anything.
Yeah.
So it is most definitely something that everybody has to act in the lane that they act on at this point. RG says, I mentioned this on a previous show, but this is why I refuse to go west of Lincoln on I-80. If I need to go to Denver, I'm flying. Interesting.
Word.
Chris Lewis says that's an extremely accurate observation about Tarantino. Yeah, man. I mean, that's the appeal of his movies is this revisionist, uh, this not just revisionist history, but a retelling, a wish. It's a fantasy history. So it's
Mm-hmm.
how we would wish we would overthrew Hitler type of stuff. Mashimo Jenkins says Kendrick in the gym. Matt had all his organs removed. Still no charges on that case either.
Mm.
Kendrick, oh, in the gym mat, right? They're
Yeah.
rolling
Kendrick
in the gym
Johnson,
mat.
I think was his last name.
Says they stuffed that man's body with newspaper. Where's the info from his phone?
Yeah.
But Hmm.
Actually, an update on that story as far as the Nolan Wells case. The mom did put a subpoena to the tech companies to get access to GPS information, phone calls, logs, text messages, stuff like that. So teamwork is pushing on that. Shout out to my alma mater and fellow Rattler Ben Crump, who's a lawyer on the case. But again, Colin Kaepernick. I mean, even just like you said, people cleaning up the audio, just regular everyday citizens cleaning up the audio. Everybody really pitching in behind the story.
Mm. Manager Miller Jenkins telling us about a sundown town we have here in Nebraska. Rulo, Nebraska is one of our worst sundown towns.
Mm.
So right here in the state, it's close. We talk about this. The reason why, like in the black community, if you're wondering, the black, like we talk about stuff like this happening all the time. It's never a situation where when I see things like that, it was already a red flag. The fact that it didn't feel like one to him, maybe it did,
Mm.
maybe it didn't, but the fact that it didn't feel like one to him is what I'm more concerned about when it comes to like what we need to do with our folks. I'm thinking about my nephew. He gonna know that if he's going off somewhere with 5 or 6 or 7 other white dudes doing some white boy stuff, you ain't going.
And I'm hearing more and more of those conversations. And if you're a member in the Space is a Place, season, I got very passionate about where are we going to go if North Omaha doesn't feel like a safe place, if we don't build spaces and places and communities where we feel safe, because obviously this is a hostile environment for people of quote unquote color in this nation. And you were saying it in the chat. It always has been. But that's why our next guest is so important. People who make intention to curate and create safe spaces where we can just pull up and vibe and release and feel safe and be our full selves. That has a place as well. So big,
Yeah.
big shout out to her. Definitely looking forward to that conversation.
Most definitely looking forward to that conversation and looking forward to speaking with you more on these subjects as well. If you have any information on some of the things that we're talking about, love for you to put them in the chat. And you can also send us an email at firstsky@gmail.com. And you can also go to our Friends of First Sky Omaha group page over there on Facebook. And again, I know a lot of people aren't on Facebook, so you can hit us up with an email for that if you would, if you'd love to as well. We're
Yeah.
definitely anticipating our special guest, Keiria Marsha, that's going to come through here pretty soon. Pull up with us, and we're giving a little time frame because I know that she's in that class, so she's trying to get out and get ready and come on through and talk about what's happening tomorrow. I love that. I love this idea of creating spaces, safe spaces for us to be able to do what we need to do, in all
Yeah,
kinds
man.
of levels. Last show we talked about the 4 stages of safety for events. Shout out to Leo Lewis and some of the things that he does. Shout out to Brother Kasim and his team of security team.
Sitting up
Uh,
for us.
right, Sentinel Force, and also sometimes every once in a while we give a little shout out to the police department for acting like they got some sense in certain areas as well when needed. But I love this whole area, this whole idea of 4 moves before you have to call, or 3 moves before you have to call the police on that
Hmm.
4th move, protection. And because it's a thing. It's not just now about who it is that we're getting together with and where we go, but it's also about whether or not that place is protected, whether or not we are able to live alive without having to worry so much. Those of us that are protectors are always going to be on guard and always be worrying, but
Man.
we, especially for the kids, if we can't provide a space where the kids don't have to be worrying about an active shooter, if we can't take them somewhere that they don't have to feel like they at school, what are we
Mm.
doing?
Word
So
up.
it might be a good thing to even talk to kids about that too. I would love to hear from kids that have gone to events where Brother Kasim and them are the guards, and if they felt safer there because of that. I know I
Mm.
have. I know I have. When I walk up there and I see Brother Kasim and them, I'm like, oh, okay, everything cool. Everything gonna be
Man.
cool right now.
And if it ain't cool, they got it. They got it.
They really do. And they got the reputation now that people don't even try to make it not cool. They don't
Right,
test them.
right, right, right.
They don't even test them. So yeah. So anyway, yeah, it'd be an interesting thing to find out when we're talking to people about how this Trump administration, how the current administration has affected your life. When what areas do you feel safer? Do you have you stopped driving places? Do you not
Mm.
fly as much? Sometimes we don't think consciously about the ways that we've been affected and the fears that we have. But let's dig in a little bit and find out, how do you actually feel about any of that. We'll take a quick break and come back and jump into our conversation with our special guest. Stay tuned. You're listening to First Sky Omaha in the evening.
In the evening.
My name is Paul B's buddy to God. We'll be right back, y'all. Stay tuned. Welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the evening.
Hey, in the evening.
My name is Paul B. He's buddy to God, and we got Keiria Marsha in the chat.
Hi y'all. Can y'all hear me?
You can
Loud
hear you
and clear.
fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
How
Am
y'all
I,
doing?
am I saying your last name right, Marsha?
Marche.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
That's
I
my
said
middle name actually, but
Okay.
yeah.
Let's put some respect on her name. How you doing?
I'm doing really good. How about you guys?
Man, can't complain.
hanging in there,
First
hanging in
guest
there.
of the year. Excited.
Yes, I appreciate y'all bringing me on to the show today. This is
Good.
an amazing. I'm kind of nervous about it, but I'm happy to be here.
No, you got it.
Yeah,
Thanks
nothing to
for
be nervous.
joining us. How you doing? Well, things going well. I know Pull Up and Vibe is coming up. You excited?
Yes, I am. I'm very excited. I'm super excited about tomorrow because one thing I'm learning is that I did leave out like some information about tomorrow. It is
Okay.
actually a fundraiser. So
Okay.
we are raising funds. So usually I want to say that every first weekend of August for the past 5 years, we do the Pull Up and Vibe Open Mic Festival. But this year we didn't receive funding like we've done in the past previous years. So we are
Mhm.
doing this instead of like just canceling for the whole year for the festival. We decided to just do a fundraiser or a kickback series of
Hey.
uh, of that festival where there won't be any like artists performing, but we do want the artists to come out to network with each other. So
Okay. Bringing
yeah,
the people together. We're all about
yeah,
living the life together, and definitely all about a kickback. So I'm glad glad you took that route and rather than
yeah.
giving up, because we definitely see with funds and things like that, dollars kind of, especially with this Trump administration, everybody's getting a haircut. So
Yeah, yeah, and
definitely
even
big ups
ticket
to you.
sales this year, ticket sales were kind of low as well. I don't
Mm,
know if it's the environment or why people were waiting to like the last minute to purchase tickets. So we leading up to event and we like 6 to 10 tickets, and it's like we don't know if anybody gonna show up or not. So it's like, should we cancel? Should we keep it
mm,
going? I know one of our events we did have to cancel was because of the weather, but
Mm.
had we had more ticket sales, it would have been like, okay, yeah, let's try to push through with this because it's a high demand for it. But with the location, all the construction and everything that transpired this year, I feel like the ticket sales were low, and you know,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm only one person.
Right. Well,
yeah. Go
well,
ahead.
we also, we've been in this business for a while too. And first of all, Omaha is always last minute ticket sales type of town.
Man.
I
But
learned that.
also you're it's tough to do. It's tough to sell tickets. Period. When I found out some of the days of Maha Festival happened, I kind of got wind of the fact that they were giving a lot of tickets away, way more than you would think they were giving away.
Mhm.
And because ticket sales was not sustaining that festival, it was absolutely that they had to have funders. Everything in
Mhm.
this town is you got to have funders. So it's really interesting.
Man.
You and I are in a class right now with the POC collective put together.
Yes.
Shout out to the POC collaborative. Excuse me, POC collaborative. And if for that very thing, man, we got to figure out how to raise funds around here to do some of the things that we got to do. So, well,
Yes.
one of the things from that class that's really standing out to me, and I wonder if this is for you too, is that uh, depending on the same foundations and stuff like that that we have in the past is not really the future here. The future is
Right.
those statistics when you find out that the people are the ones that are really your people that you have continued to work with are the ones that are supporting what's happening. So my direction about trying to have the people support what it is that we're doing is
Mhm.
definitely switched and changed from what I'm learning from these classes. I wonder if you
Absolutely.
feel the same
That's
way. Yeah.
the same for me too. And it's like when they said like reach out to when we did the circle demonstration,
Hmm.
and the circle demonstration was talking about like the people closest to the mission, I believe. Was that what it was?
Hmm.
Mm.
So it's like for me, I should be reaching out to more artist-based people, like to say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Would you be willing to support this moving forward? So it's just like I should be able to get those donations from those people because they're actively um, participating in the things that the experiences that I'm providing.
Hmm.
Then there's the funders. And then in the class, Amy, who works with Paul, she also explained like she feels like the funders. She explained it as if it was petals in a rose. Feels like the funders is what holds everything together. So if everybody else is donating, from the artist to the community to the whatever, if you go outside of Omaha, the funders should be like holding it like the glue.
Hmm.
Like so I or like the bottom petals. And I really like that analogy that she, because I love flowers. So
Hmm. Hmm.
so I was like, I like how you put that, Amy. That was good. So
Yeah.
having that perspective definitely, and then also our season ends August 1st, and then we don't pick back up till spring. So
Mm,
that gives me more time to like really incorporate the things that I learned from that class, and then also what I'm learning from the people that's willing to say, hey, let me reach back and show you this is the wrong way, this is the right way, or this is
Hmm.
it's subjective, or
Mm.
try this. Or so I'm looking forward to this break that's really not a break for me.
mhm.
But you get what I
We know
Oh
about
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. We know exactly how that feels.
mean.
That breaks. That's not really breaks. But I'm
Yeah.
glad you mentioning that. Like I've kind of been on this season and really throughout this week, it really is month, as far as like dream and this season is teamwork making the dream work. But
Hmm.
it's less about a dream, like how to make that dream a reality is something that I've been
Exactly.
on lately. And that's what I'm hearing from you. Like, and I do want you to kind of get to your background story and the dream of Pull Up and Vibe, like why you're doing it. You mentioned,
Yeah.
getting people to support the mission. But just recognizing, it's one thing to have this dream, have this idea, and go out and do it. And then once you go out and do it, you kind of reach those roadblocks. Like, the reality is, how do I get people to come out? How do I
Right.
get funders to
Right.
support it? How do I get this thing to actually be what I dream it to be? So, kudos to you for taking the
Yeah.
class, going through the growing pains and figuring it out and
Hmm.
pivoting, as you said. But I do want to step back and talk about the dream. Of
Yeah.
course, you're an artist yourself. You're a musician, talented. But of course, you're taking a pivot and creating a platform for other artists. So I want you to talk about why you decide to do that, and what is the point to get our audience, to maybe support and maybe buy some tickets.
Right. Okay. So yeah. So first thing I like to say is that I like to lead with authenticity, right?
Hey,
So
okay.
I'm going to always be myself no matter what room I'm in, whether it's at the top level or if it's with the bottom level. I don't even know what the
Mhm.
bottom level is, but
Right.
y'all know what
Right.
I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
So I started Pull Up and Vibe because I guess I did a show in 2018. It was all right. It wasn't too successful, but it was like, this is something I think I want to continue to do. So in 2019, I did two shows. The first show was like packed. It was, I want to say, sold out. Like I made enough money to pay off the things that needed to be paid and the artists that
Hmm.
that I brought in to the show. So then 2020 hit, and it was like, we can't go out. It's like, dang, what can I do differently? But still within 2020, my friends, the people that I was around, they were getting booked. They was getting booked left and right just for small gatherings, small engagements, whether it was funerals, weddings, they were still getting booked. And I was like, and I'm in that process, I'm like releasing videos, I'm releasing music, I'm doing all the things that I'm thinking would draw the attention to me as the artist to get the booking, because obviously the booking is where you make the money. If you got the merch, if you got, you can make money off of a booking as an artist. So I'm like, what could I do? You know, I then had the bright idea, like, let's write a grant to Amplify Arts. As it was an artist grant, a mini grant, and they gave me I won the $500 grant. And I was like, what could I do with this money? You know, because what I wrote for was like, I wanted to just have a collaborative effort. I already had my business called CC Visions, which was just about photography, videography, and just like collaborating within that realm. And then, so I was like, what could I do that forwards that, but then also like help me as an artist, help me move forward. Like, there's a problem and I feel like I'm supposed to be the one to fix it when it comes to it. So then also what I was dealing with, or what I was around, was people was like, oh, we'll book you for exposure. We'll book you, like, we could pay you for in exposure. Like, there's no payment. So I'm like, this doesn't make sense, because the singer that's coming in is the hardest working person, because they got to learn all the words of all the cover songs you want us to learn. Then we got to come in and make sure we singing it. Got to be presentable. It's like so many things that go into it. So the first thing I did, I was like, I'm gonna throw a festival, and I'm gonna invite all the artists. If you feel like you the artist that's not getting booked for these events, or you want to be booked, you want to be seen with your artistry, pull up. I had 7 days to promote. This was in 2021, by the way, and I did it on 24th and Pratt. And I'm like, the reason for me picking that area was because the people in the tower, like, they don't have access to like really going out and going to Jazz on the Green or Maha Festival, because a lot of them are disabled, or you know. So I'm like, what if I brought that to North Omaha, or just to this specific area? I grew up on 24th and Pratt. My grandmother's house is like right next door to the garden. So I'm like, I'm gonna utilize what I have with this $500 budget, right? So I got stage, I put out a flyer 7 days before. Guess how many artists showed up?
How many?
35 artists showed up that
Wow.
day to perform. And I was like, it baffled me. Like, I was so overwhelmed. I didn't even do my hair. Like, I was at the festival looking crazy. I had 2 ponytails right here. I was like, you know, it was like, I was so overwhelmed with the fact that it was so many people that actually pulled up for this event. So I was like, oh, okay. Had all the tables out. It was no decorations. I didn't do any of that the first year. So then I entered into a partnership with the Fabric Lab for creative placemaking. And then that's how I ended into the realm of nonprofit, because it was like, oh, you're already doing these things as if you are the nonprofit. Why don't you, you know, I don't want to say capitalize on that, but that's for lack of better phrases, why don't you capitalize on that, right? So I'm like, all right, created, I already had the name Collaborative Creative Visions, because that's what CC Visions stood for. And then I was just like, I'm gonna just incorporate it. And then in July of 2024, I became officially an organization, but I was running under fiscal sponsorship. And then October of 2025, I became an independent organization. And with that, I'm writing my own grants. I'm funding the organization. I do the budgeting. I do the bookings. I do
A
lot of work.
I do it all. So
We
it's
know
just
that.
me.
Man. Yeah.
So so tell me the mission. Tell me so now that you have this organization, and
Mhm.
tell me like your ultimate mission for your organization. What do you want to do?
So I want my organization to, like it's doing now, is to create safe spaces for artists, music, art, and storytelling. Really, right? But then eventually, I want to be able to have an artist an artist roster. It's hard to explain because I'm still in the process of building what I'm trying to do, but
Mhm.
I just want, like, my organization is solely about the artists. Like whatever the artists need, they should be able to contact my organization, whether it's recording, videography, photography, if it's resources to, like, how do I throw my own event? How do I what is it about budgeting for an artist event? Like these are questions that artists actually have. So I did do something. I created a fellowship program.
Mm,
Mm.
So I'm working currently with two artists. We didn't get the funding that we were supposed to get for this fellowship, but I did offer, like, to continue through October, giving them advice or consulting for their business or their events.
mm,
So those two artists right now, I've worked with them over their budgets. I work with them about, like, the run of show, how to find sponsorships for their event, how to what's the difference between, like, an in-kind service and a donation. Like these are questions that they want to know. So I feel like if a lot of artists knew how to do the business side
mm,
of the industry, it'll be like, it won't be so easy for anybody. I don't know if y'all get what I'm trying to say. So that's
mhm,
like my overall mission, is to educate the artists on the things that they need, because it's always like it's 90% business, 10% talent. Well, let's make that, we need to up that number. We need it to be 85% talent, 25% business. But
mhm.
the talent is because you know the business. You get what I'm saying?
Right,
On
right.
Mhm.
top of everything. So I think, like, that's my goal, is to make sure that I can properly educate artists, whether you music, art, healing arts, on how to be,
Hey.
like, an entrepreneur within your artistry.
That's so needed, that artist support.
Man.
Yeah.
Most people have got the talent and don't have the business sense. And this is a hard thing. There's actually two different things. They're really hard to mix the two a lot of times. So to have some support in a group, in an organization that can help you navigate some of that stuff, so you can concentrate on the art, is like an artist's dream.
Man.
Yes,
Man.
absolutely.
And we
Like
said,
it.
said a lot. It's a lot of talent in Omaha, but there is
Mhm,
no industry in Omaha. And me being out here, that's part of the reason why I left Omaha and came to Atlanta, because there is a music industry here, and learning. There's just so much that you don't know when there's not an industry and not that access to information. So big
mhm.
shout out to you for helping to fight that fight.
Absolutely. It's definitely a big goal.
I wanted to
Yeah.
ask you a question because well, I had this impression about what you guys do. I ran into y'all on the street on 24th one time. He was coming out of Union for Contemporary Art,
Mhm.
and I was like, "What was y'all doing in there?" He said, "Well, they had a little retreat for their people, and we pulled up and vibe. Like that's
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
so so I walked away kind of thinking, oh, maybe this is that like a service that you guys do too, like
Yeah.
if people need, yeah, people you
Yeah.
curate curate situations like that.
Yes. So, we've been approached about, like, family nights, being
Mm.
able to come in, because the idea is to give people the mic. Like the whole time
Mm,
when we was in the union, it was just staff. It was me, just be our DJ, and the staff, and we
mm,
just gave them the space to release on the mic. So we
mm.
Mm.
played. You could come and ask us. We could play the songs without the words, or we could have all the words in there with you, then we all sing it together. It was like a rotation of, we're gonna be Destiny's Child, and you're gonna lead, and I'm gonna be the background. Of course, I'm like, I'm gonna be the background. Yeah, y'all got it. I don't want to do too much, but it is that it was fun. Like it's just a
Mm.
fun time. So just bringing that like to the youth spaces and stuff. We want to book younger artists. We want to be able to have family night. Let the parents get up. Let the kids get up.
Hmm.
And just have fun with us on a microphone. It's really a whole vibe. It's like you just in there just having whatever your art realm is, you just there. Like stay
Mm.
there while you're in the vibe,
I'm
you
glad.
know?
I'm glad I asked you about it because I think a lot of people think of a Pull Up and Vibe. They think about the festival that you had and the stuff
Hmm.
that was on the street on 24th, and it's a show. And
Yeah,
I know you got artists like Just B that perform and so on, but it's more than a show. It's like
yeah,
Yeah.
a curation of a group of people, which I really
it is.
really appreciate and find. I have visions of times in my past when my family would get together and the whole room would be vibing and singing and playing
Man.
an instrument and that type of thing. So that to recreate
Yes.
that is very special.
Yes. And there's a different, okay, so Pull Up and Vibe has different segments. So you're right, like we do have the festival, but then we also have the open mic. That's specifically for like
Mm.
artists to come out and showcase their music. Like you could do that within the open mic, but then the kickback features like DJ. So it's DJ focused. So the DJ is there, but then there's a bunch of games, there's a photo booth, there's ways for you to just chill out where you can mingle and talk to people. There's a art like drawing boards if you could draw on and stuff like
Mhm.
that. That's just the kickback. And then there's the karaoke party bus. So you can get on the party
Mm.
bus and it's always
Mm.
featuring an artist for the party bus. That's something we will roll out more of in 2027. We only did 2 pilots this year. So
Okay.
and then we also have like there's a in 2027, what will roll out is unmuted, Pull Up and Vibe unmuted. It's just like
Mm.
Mm.
tapping into the brain of the artist. And
Mm.
then we also have Pull Up and Ride. Now that happens every Tuesday. That's a bike ride. So we just riding with music. It's about movement and music.
Okay.
Uh,
Love that.
so uh, so we have all those. And then for the youth, we have Shoebox to Showcase. And that's just getting them to be creative, like building stages. Then yeah, and then the fellowship program, that Creative Leaders Fellowship program, which is essentially like an event planning or artist curation fellowship that's helping the artist plan an event based off their artistry.
Nice, man. Again, I understand, putting the thing together, especially doing it by yourself.
Mhm.
It's usually me and, I mean, not even usually, always me and Paul doing a lot of the work here for First Sky Omaha. So I
Yeah.
get it. I definitely get
Yeah.
it.
Oh
But
yeah. Oh,
you're doing a
yeah.
lot. You're doing a lot, and yeah, I appreciate the work that you're doing, and that is the love supreme as far as using the arts to spread some positivity, spread some good vibrations, bring the people together.
Absolutely.
Man, that's what it's about. That's what it's about.
Man, I got an idea I want to do with you guys. I will have to talk off air, but
Hey,
yeah,
Yeah.
you got me inspired by all these different programs that you got going on. So
Oh
it
yeah.
makes sense that you're trying to go after be an organization, go after funding for that, and
Yeah.
then turn that around to really bring people in to experience it all. So yeah, I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
We coming up to the end of the show, so I definitely want to make sure that we talk about your show tomorrow.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah.
and this is at the old Hope Skate. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Okay.
So bring y'all nostalgic Interstate 680 vibes, okay? We
Hey.
gonna be in there. We having a good time. We got P Minor as the DJ. It is hosted by myself and Just B. There'll be some snacks provided, like food, light snacks by May Lily Snacks. This is a small business that's
So
trying to start. So we do always try to incorporate some small business in our events, and that's the one who applied for this, and I'm excited to work with everybody. It's a $20 entry. It's 25 and up. If you got any questions, just inbox me or email me, Keiria Marsha at gmail.com. And yes, it's
Okay.
you look like you excited about it. Excited about
I
that.
Hey,
am.
yeah, right. So,
I'm more excited because this is the last event for me of the season. So I get to
mm,
rest. I'm like,
okay.
I'm like, yes, I'm so excited to rest. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Well, I'm
Hey,
excited.
nothing
I'm
wrong with
excited
it.
for what you come up with over your break for next year's
Oh
situation.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
You got some really good ideas. I didn't know you were doing all that. That's really
Oh
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be reaching out because I'm looking for more partnerships and collaborations for next year too.
That's what's
There you
up.
go. Teamwork makes the
Thank-
dream work. Let's get it done.
Yes. Hey, I appreciate y'all so much for having me here. This was amazing. I'm always nervous to talk about myself, but once I get started,
Hey,
it'd be one of those. So
you got it.
Did great. You did great. Appreciate you.
thank you.
We'll catch up with you another time.
All right, thank you. See y'all soon.
All right. Have a
Peace.
good one.
Well,
Peace, peace, peace.
Hey, there you go. There you go. Doing the good work.
Man, I did not realize she had all those programs going on. That's what's up. That's really what's happening. Uh, I appreciate everybody that is in the chat talking right now. Since Eugene loves the song, catchiest song ever. You talking about "Found You" or what do
Mm-hmm.
you guys call it? I followed you. Is that what you?
Yeah, yeah.
I found you and I followed you. RG says that smile is brightening up the space. Yeah, man. She got a killer
Hey,
smile for sure. Shout out to her. Also, Ariel's Photo 2 says, I never used to carry my military ID or work ID because of today's attacks on brown people. I'm hoping that if I'm attacked, that ID will help me get some sympathy. Man,
man.
that's heavy, bro. I appreciate that. Michelle Moreno in the chat saying good morning. Good morning to you.
Hey.
Appreciate you coming on in. Pop says it's economics too, talking about why ticket sales are low. Says we always found that when the economy is bad, our ticket sales would plummet. And even some tours that we had to been set for over a year had to cancel. It's always that way.
Man,
Yeah.
definitely feeling it. DJ homies, saying that they're seeing less spending, less people coming to the club. It's just everybody feeling the pinch, man. It's real.
Yeah, this is tough times for sure. She said, Heather Williams says it made me groove a little bit. Love it.
Hey,
Chris Lewis in the chat says we need more black-owned businesses that are philanthropic towards the betterment of black people in Omaha. This is one thing we're learning in this class. Again, shout out to the POC Collective that's putting on this fundraising class because they're putting the message across that we also can be philanthropic. And and we should be thinking in terms of that. I know that people think you got to have a whole bunch of money in order to support, but really the support is coming from the people way more than I thought. I saw they showed the stats, and corporations are 7% of the support out there for these organizations.
man.
80%, 85% is people, individuals.
Yeah.
That's where the support is coming from on a grand scale.
And I'm thinking about it, like think about the DED, some of the grants that organizations have been, giving out. Speaking of friends, and other organizations, you're just knowing that no nonprofit is going to fund your whole business. So at the most, they're going to give you, 20, 30, $50,000. How many black people in Omaha? About 50,000.
Wait a minute. How many nonprofit organizations are in Omaha?
That's a good question.
9,000.
Really?
There's 9,000 nonprofit organizations in Omaha. How many foundations are there funding these? 6, 7?
Man, I get what you're saying.
And most of these, we're going to have to, I'm writing something now on it. We're going to have to talk about the sunsetting, because I guarantee you that if we have 100 people listening to us, 70 of them people in Omaha are connected to this nonprofit industrial complex and need to have this discussion about how Keywood is sunsetting, Sherwood is sunsetting.
You keep saying that. What does that mean? What does that mean for the people who?
Imagine what happens when an organization says we only have a finite amount of funds that we're going to give out. When that goes, we're going to shut down this area of operation. What y'all going to do when Sherwood sunsets?
So like I was saying, at the most you're getting 20, 30, 40, $50,000 from these organizations to begin with. How many black people are in, or how many people does it take? $1 a month to give out one of those grants a month as a people?
We have to start thinking in terms of that, of us being the support for each other. That's just what it is. It always has been, and actually it is. I just saw the stats. That's what it is already. And just like everything else, just like our people, the majority of the support comes from the people that have the least amount of money coming in.
Funny how it works.
Funny how it works. Appreciate you guys joining us today. In the rest of the chat, I see a few more things. Tony Johnson is saying, if you're looking for an artist, is there a database to go to find them? Not really. Sounds
so.
like she'd be the one to put one together though, since she's got
Right.
30 and 40 and 50 artists showing up at her pulling up and vibing.
Man. Right.
He says it would also be great if there was a music playlist of these artists to review their music, and maybe businesses can play in their shops. Good idea.
Actually, I think Augie Kid has been doing some work with compiling some local artists. I have to tap in with him, but he's been doing some work with, staying on top of who's active artist wise in the Omaha area.
Another resource is OEAAs. I'm understanding. It would be good if we can utilize what the OEAAs does, the Omaha Arts and Performance Awards. Because they do go through all those things. I've been on the committee to have to nominate, and I've had to do stuff where I had to go to their website, go to their YouTube page, listen to their music, come back and categorize it and do all these things. Maybe if we can turn some of that energy into a database of artists and so on and so forth. So, that's a thought. I might talk to them about that.
Nice.
But yeah, these are some good ideas. Definitely find out what the situation is here on that, and because they're also very siloed. You got your black artists, you got your indie artists, you got your so it's interesting to find out. And the reason why the OEAAs does what they do is because they want all the arts to get together, gather together, and kind of mix and mingle instead of break off and just do music, or break off and just do theater or whatever. But that I've asked them, why don't you break off and have just in the music awards? Well, the whole point here is to get all the arts together and all the artists together. It's not a big space, and we all collaborate, and we all work with each other. So they're going to keep that vibe, but it would be good to be able to come out with a list maybe of people that are doing big things over and over again, especially.
Man.
Wanda Lewis in the chat says it was given everyone a chance. It was given everyone a chance to express and impress from the artists, photographers, vendors. I had a great time. You talking about
Pull Up and Vibe? I think she went to one.
Yeah, she says all were supportive of one another. RG says great energy. She got some great energy. Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
You already know that's the powerhouse force behind Pull Up and Vibe. It's I love that. I hope that she can translate that to other artists, and they can have that same kind of energy out there, because if it's going to based on just her energy and she's doing all the work, it's hard to sustain. But I feel like she has one of the better chances of doing this than a lot of people that I know, because of the fact that the nature of the work, the vibiness of the work. Just B is another one that's a great entertainer. That gets the vibe going, and so on and so forth. So she got artists around her that I think she can build on in a big way.
Yeah, and infrastructure, Fabric Lab getting down. It's kind of squad over there.
Right, time to squad up. Heather Williams says, "Love her. Had no idea who she is."
Hey, now you do.
Check out her music too. I mean, I met her as an artist before she was doing Pull Up and Vibe. She was
If you been listening since the Minus Soul days, I'm sure you heard some of her music.
Yeah, that's right. RG says the economy is so bad that Heart Attack Grill in Vegas closed up.
Yeah, I heard about that. We're dropping a link to the Pull Up and Vibe website in the chat. So, if you want to check it out, tap in.
There you go. She's in the chat right now. Says, thanks, friends. The First Guy Omaha. I appreciate you.
Hey, thanks for coming through.
Crystal says, that's crazy. Didn't know that. Yeah, man. A lot of nonprofits and a lot of sunsetting going on. So we got to figure out what we're doing. And I gotta say, me being kind of in the nonprofit world since the Minus Soul days, it has absolutely unsharpened my entrepreneurial tool.
Really,
big time, bro. You start thinking in terms of that. Just think about it like this: if you get a big grant, say you get $100,000 grant, now your mind is tuned on how that money is trickling out, instead of how much money you bringing in every day when you hustling. So the mind frame is different on this. So it is definitely like I felt like we made a really great decision when we started First Sky Omaha to do it as a for-profit company, because we have to hustle to make this happen. And
Man,
yes, we do nonprofit style work and we get some nonprofit dollars. But if we don't keep that, if we don't keep in mind that really the ultimate goal is to have you, the people that understand what's happening here, of like mind, and think that what we're doing is valuable. If y'all can be the ones that help us pay for this,
man,
that's the ultimate. That's the ultimate idea. So I have I'm reinvigorated to get back to expanding our listenership, expanding our range of support. If everybody can put $5 in, $10 in, then we can keep this thing going. It's kind of the model right now. You do it for Netflix, you do it for KIOS, you do it for whoever you do it for. It is
man.
what it is, and really, it's about the number of people that's doing it. Like you said, everybody can put in $1 if you got enough folks.
Make it happen.
Make it happen.
Make it happen. And we would love to, have enough people to where we can actually divert some of those funds to help other people out. You know what I'm saying? Like we've helped Friends of First Sky out in the past, and hey, teamwork makes the dream work.
Teamwork makes the dream work. That is the name of the season. RG's already asking for third hour. Maybe not. We've been thinking about doing that. We won't be able to do it today due to circumstances beyond our control. But yes, man, I would
Yes.
love to have a couple of artists on Friday, especially in different genres of art, to kind of see what's happening. So and talk more about this. Also, Wanda Lewis says nonprofits should be able to double down, meaning march a certain amount of received funding to self support, match a certain amount of received funding to self support. The nonprofit has a reputation of spending and not earning. Make the funding make money while being transparent. Nonprofit organizations, foundations are for charity. That's what it's for, and they get a tax write off for that. And they have to do a certain percentage of it. That's really what it's about. If they want you to go into business loans and small business association and stuff like that in order to get money, in order to invest and build and grow your capitalism side of your business. It's
Mm-hmm.
really the nonprofit world and nonprofit organizations are there to solve a problem. You're really supposed to dissolve your nonprofit after your problem is solved. Because that's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be
Mm-hmm.
solving a problem with that money. So it's really interesting, everything that we keep learning about what not. This is something that is very particular to Omaha. Everybody who comes from around the world, I just talked to instructors that instruct around the country, and they're like, "This is Omaha different. Omaha is different." She goes, one of our instructors says people fly in from out of town to come to these classes in certain spots. I had never been a place where everybody was in the same community. Everybody knew all the funders intimately. And you guys have this inside information and stuff that's way beyond us because you're here in it. And
Mm-hmm.
it kind of blew their minds. So Omaha is different when it comes to this nonprofit industrial complex. There's some good that can be done with it. But there's some ways that it's not it cannot be the end all be all answer.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So there you go. Wanda Lewis is not talking about Keiria Marsha, because if she has the funding, she donates to the artist. Right. Yeah. Organizations. I feel for it. It's going to be tough because when times get tough, foundations and nonprofit organizations stop donating to arts first.
Man, arts always gets the first haircut.
It gets the first haircut every single time. They're like, well, listen, we got to give this money to people to eat and put some gas in their car. We can't afford to pay a singer to come out and have a good time with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't really blame them for that in these tough times. But that's why it's all that more important for us to be sophisticated enough to support art, and for us to say love supreme is our religion. This is what this is how we gonna be. And we gonna support that, and not just y'all supporting us. We gonna support y'all. Like this is what it's got to be about. If we don't, they can't ever take that away from us. We don't keep that up, then they really have won.
That's how the teamwork makes the dream work, man.
You got it.
Sure, like that.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here, buddy. How you feeling?
Feeling good. Feel like we did the thing today, man. So appreciate everybody for tuning in, hanging out with us. Numbers stayed pretty steady throughout the day. So it seemed like people was, hanging out. Appreciate you. pulling up and vibing with us. Big shout out to Keiria Marsha. Again, check her out. The link to Pull Up and Vibe website is in the chat. Also, if you didn't get the weekly wrap, you can sign up for that. The link is also in the chat. So check that out. And a big shout out to those of you who are already signed up. Again, every week, the weekly wrap again coincides with this new Friday evening show. Again, just recapping all the stories that we've been talking about, looking at all the things that's happening in the community and with us here at First Sky Omaha. So if you want to keep up with all that, again, check us out, the weekly wrap, and make sure you check us out at our new times. Monday, 3 hours now. Mondays, 3 hours from 7 to 10. And of course, now Fridays, I don't know, maybe sometimes we'll get 3 hours in. We'll see how we feel. But that's always kicking off at 4 o'clock Central. So yeah, tap in. In the meantime, between time, Paul B.
Yo.
How you feeling, man? Take us out of here.
Feeling pretty good, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody that joined us today. And we're building the audience back up on this new time. So tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Share the show. If you miss any parts of the show, you can go back and check it out on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell. And remind everybody that we got the in the evening version going on now. I know that's something that we have not done in the whole 5 years we've been doing this.
Man.
So this is brand new. Brand new. So yeah, appreciate everybody that's coming through. I'm seeing Heather Williams says, have a great weekend, everyone. Appreciate that. RG says, hey man, I ended my work day and week with y'all. So much love for the Friday drive time show. Appreciate that.
Hey, man. Okay.
Appreciate that. Wanda Lewis says there is people that are native to the city that are qualified to hold these positions. Which positions you talking about? You talking about for the funding? Let us know. Also, Pops in the chat says, I love these Friday Love Supreme shows. Great first guest of the season. Have an awesome weekend. See you on Monday. Appreciate that.
Hey,
Pops.
Okay.
Appreciate that.
Very glad you're feeling it.
Lots of things that we are, lots of guests that we have lined up to come on the show and get deeper into some of these topics. Again, let us know if there's anybody who you think we ought to be talking about or shining some light on and all that good stuff. And do us a favor this season. Let's think about the fact that we all are on a team. And when people like Keiria Marsha has an event, pull up. Let's make it a point that tell them First Sky sent you. Let's all try to get there and support this time around. We've been talking about Pull Up and Vibe for years. As soon as this started happening, we thought it was dope. I knew her from her being an artist, and so I was like, yeah, this is something. We'll just talk about it. So now we're talking about maybe helping promote for them. Outside of us just on the strength, just talking about it, but really. My point is that really I wish that we would all do more to support each other, especially when it comes to our artistic endeavors. Man. So let's try to get together and show up and show out. We very much curate what it is that we talk about doing and going to. So if you hear us doing stuff talking about Noma Fest, it's because we truly believe that this is something good for the city that you should not miss. And trust us, especially when it comes to these heavy hitters that are coming into town, like if you don't know nothing about Chief Ajua, trust us. This is as if we said, hey, there's a new artist out here named Dizzy Gillespie. Come check him out.
Man,
that's the vibe. So again, we know we're not just taking anybody's money in order to do anybody's advertising. We only vibe with the stuff we vibe with, and so we highly everything. If you see an ad out, please. Go to it because we vetted all that and we decided that we were going to get behind that, and that's something that we think it'll be good for y'all as well. So that's the spirit in behind in the way that we are trying to do things. So we highly encourage you to frequent, go to these things and let's do business together. That's part of the partnership.
Hey, actually, speaking of that, looking forward to having film streams, the good people from film streams coming through to hang out with us this season as well. So look out for that as well.
Next Friday, as a matter of fact, it's time to get back on the film tip.
Hey,
I wonder if they'll play this. I'm gonna have to ask them what's happening. Ask them what's happening on that. Yeah. All right, y'all, we're gonna get out of here, buddy. You got some words for the people?
Man, big shout out to y'all hanging out with us on this Friday. Again, catch the same time, same place on Monday at 7 a.m. In the meantime, between time, y'all take care of each other. We got out here, didn't quite have the haps, but get out there, get active, make your way through the traffic and live a life with one another, man. So we appreciate you. We love you. We thank you. Until next time, Paul B.
Yo.
Let's get up out of here, man.
That's right. Shout out to Umaha Tribe elders for allowing us to be on this land and speak while we're here. Shout out to our elders for allowing us to speak before you. And shout out to you, the chat chimers, allowing us to speak with you. We appreciate all of your comments, all the good questions, the respect for the guests, everything that you provide when we're coming on live. We really appreciate it. Do us a favor, share the show, and do us a favor and tell a friend. Let's get as many people in the conversation as we can. And again, take care of yourselves this weekend. We will see you on Monday. It's all about living alive with one another.
Hey,
make it happen. Turn your phone off on Sunday. Turn your phone off. Peace, y'all.
By the way, Vanglorious, this is protected by the Red